Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Presently, we are here in your past, speaking to you in our future. It boggles the mind. You are tuning in to episode 2 of the Brothers from Another Mothership podcast, BFAM for short, as we want y'all to be part of our family. This is a monthly video game podcast from 4 brothers from other mothers, which may or may not involve extraterrestrial life. If you could rate the show 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice, we greatly appreciate it. I'm your host, Quagmire. You also may know me as the Quaggy King of the Xenobabes. And I'd like to introduce our co-host for tonight. Ron, how you doing today, man?
Doing good. Friday night with my bros. Can't complain.
Yes, sir. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Excited. It's been too long, fellas. It's been way too long. Very happy to be here.
Maybe we should do this more monthly. What do you think?
My wife. I need a PowerPoint Cwag for wife approval.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
Come
So
on.
we'll put that on the put that on the back burner. Marcus, how you doing, friend?
Just trying to survive, man. It's been a busy couple of weeks, and it's not expected to let up anytime soon. So we're just trying to push through, and hopefully we'll make it.
Absolutely. And also, it seems like it's like sub-zero up there, huh?
It is sub-zero.
And yet you're still
minus
running.
20. It was minus 20 when I took the dog out for a walk just an hour ago. So
Wow.
pretty cold.
As Georgia Peach
my
would
God.
wilt. Cannot imagine.
Yep, no
cannot
thank you.
imagine.
Yes.
Sometimes
All right,
it
y'all.
gets so cold, right, Marcus, that like it gets so dry and your skin cracks and bleeds, right? You know what I'm talking about. It
Yeah.
hurts. It literally
I
hurts.
I
when
hated
you're outside.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's like all red in my knuckles. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it still happens down here. It's not even below freezing yet. It's crazy.
Mm.
No thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you. All right, y'all. Well, I wanted to, kind of jump into Quaggy's corner. It's not gonna be fitness this time, so no worries. But before we get into like the topic of this month, I just had a couple of things that happened and I thought were pretty cool, and I just kind of wanted to share and talk about it. So, I think I've shared with y'all before, but I coach my oldest in soccer. And the season's over, but she got invited to play in a soccer tournament with another team, and I will, say a much better team. This team, I think they haven't lost a game in like 3 seasons or something crazy like that.
Lord.
They like beat us pretty handedly both games that we played them in the season. And actually, the coach is my middle daughter's coach, so he's a really good guy. But yeah, I got invited, and she really enjoyed it. She really loved it. I enjoyed seeing her play because I played 14 years of soccer, from like 4 through high school, and I played in a lot of tournaments myself, and it was kind of like reliving, those just kind of going to the field. You're at the field like almost all day. I think it was an adjustment for her because she's only ever played like 1 game in a day before. So with this tournament, she basically had 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday, depending on how well
wow.
they did. And I'd say, that first game, she did great, and just like she normally does, but I could tell that, just doesn't have that stamina, just playing like 1 game a day, now playing 3 in a weekend. You could tell that she was definitely getting more tired, and that Sunday, it was a lot. So, I think she still had fun, and it's just something that, if she wants to continue doing it, it's just something you have to get used to. But that was a lot of fun. And also, I think it was a big compliment that other coach thought that, she was good enough to want to come to that tournament too, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the second thing, just wanted to talk about, I went back home to Kentucky. It's where a lot of my extended family's from. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Kentucky Derby. It's usually a pretty big
Of
deal
course. Yeah.
in May. But I went to Churchill Downs, which is where they do the
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby. But got to see the horse races there with my family. And I did not win much. I think I won $3 on 1 race. I think we ended up losing like 25, I think is what we put down. But my dad almost won $100.
Okay.
Sweet.
I can't really explain the type of bet he did, but he like basically bet on who would be first, second, and third. I think it was like win, place, show. If there's
Yep.
anyone listening that knows anything about horse betting, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. But he tried to explain it to me, but I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, he won like $89 on 1 race, and he only put down like $5 or something crazy like that. But
All right.
yeah, it's a pretty cool time. So
It's a
Winning.
lot of fun. Have anybody else besides Quag been to the racetrack to watch the horses and do some betting? It's
Never.
a lot of it's awesome. I've been only a
Never,
few
ever.
times down in Calgary. I used to live in Calgary before Edmonton. Calgary has
Yeah.
a big event. I'm sure Matt's heard of it. Calgary Stampede. You guys may not have heard of it, but it's basically, they call it the greatest outdoor show on earth. And 100,000 people they get
Oh wow.
at
Oh, yeah.
over the course of a week and a half. It's huge. And horse racing is one of the things that they do there. And it's a blast going down there, having some drinks, betting on horses. It's a blast. So jealous. It's been way too long since I've done something like that.
Yeah, it's
Never,
almost
ever
become like
been there.
a every other year tradition because we went 2 years ago. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely a lot of fun. Hang out. You don't have to you don't have to bet, but I mean, we put $20 down. It was just kind of like spend less money at a movie theater, right? So it was a fun time. So, does anyone else have anything that's like not really gaming related they just kind of wanted to chat and bring up about before we get into the topic?
I just wanted to confirm that Kentucky is north,
No.
south of
Mm-mm.
West
Just stop.
Carolina
Stop.
and Georgia, right? It was a 20-minute drive
No.
if you were on your way. Correct? That was close.
It was a little longer than 20 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, just a little bit. So it's close. Almost got it.
Yeah, it was
no,
about,
you were close.
It was about 7 hours from Georgia.
I just have it mixed up with Illinois and
No.
Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much further drive.
All right. Well, I think
I'll
we
figure it
got
out one
topic
day.
for episode 7. It'll be U.S. geography with Matt. So
Yes.
Oh my goodness, man.
One
Solo
day I'll get it,
podcast.
guys. One
Yep.
day.
it's all right. I definitely can't tell you anything about Canada. So
Yeah,
if
same.
you didn't tell me that Marcus was like 6 hours from you, I would assume you're down the street from.
We are certainly not down the street from each other, my friend.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even close.
6 hour
No, I don't
flight
even think-
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
you're right.
I was even wrong on that. So
Good Lord,
if you were
yeah.
to drive,
I would have never
how
thought
long
it.
would that be?
Couple
About-
days.
About 40 hours driving.
40?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all the way.
man.
He's all basically West Coast almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm on
Yeah.
the east side. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
well,
goodness.
Yeah, no,
we
we're not
found
down the
something out, Cwag. Didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Did not
You
know
guys
that.
thought we were neighbors or something? Come on.
I mean, not neighbors,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
I
I knew
thought
you
it
were
was like
far
a
apart, but
5-6 hour drive or something. I didn't
Yeah.
expect you to say 40
if
hours.
we were 5-6 hours from each other, we would have met and hugged by this point.
I
Okay,
hear
it's a
you.
Yes.
I hear
40-hour
you.
drive.
But 40 hours? I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. No, he's quite far.
Yeah.
so they
I
like
would've
each other
guessed that.
6 hours worth, but not 40 hours worth. That's
That's
what I'm
right.
hearing.
Yeah. Pretty
That's-
much.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
that's how you frame the friendship. You got it. But no, nothing to share. I mentioned earlier, it's that season, friends. My youngest is sick again, so
No,
I'm
I
trying
hate
my
to hear
best to
that.
hang on tight with vitamin C, zinc, trying to dodge the coughs like a Muhammad Ali, just dodging the punches when he coughs. I'm trying. So
Yeah.
I'll give an update to see if I can move like a butterfly thing. Like I'll
Yeah.
let everyone know if I can, or if I get smacked in the face with a cold. So we'll see. But otherwise,
luck.
I'm doing well.
Yeah. For everybody,
Save the
for
money
everybody
on the
who does not
supplements
know,
too. Don't worry
Matt
about
usually
those.
doesn't make it out of this alive, guys. So just
Ron
whatever.
knows. Ron
Yeah.
knows I usually don't make it out. He
Yeah.
knows. That's what I'm telling him right now. Like he's like, oh, Matt's gonna get his winter break ruined again. He's gonna
Yeah.
get sick.
Yeah.
Just
It's
watch.
always that time of year. We'll keep the hope alive. Everything's
Just
gonna
wash
be
your
okay.
hands. Keep washing your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. That's the key.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just
Bathe
push him
yourself
away.
in bleach. I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll be fine.
Oh,
Wow. No.
Just dilute it at first, but yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
little bit.
That's right. Just a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. Just like 50-50 ratio before I jump in a bathtub of bleach, guys.
Oh
Thanks.
boy. Oh boy.
Just looking out for you, man.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, Ron, anything before we jump into the topic you want to share?
Nah, man. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's look at the center of the universe. Our episode topic is our 5 games to get to know us. So we didn't really talk about this ahead of time, but I was thinking maybe we should at least each do one game and kind of go in a rotation rather than just like one person doing all 5 games. Does that work?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's good.
Okay.
You don't want to
Everyone
hear
got their
me talk about Resident Evil 5, 3, 4,
No,
2, and 1
no.
all at once?
We're
You
not
want me to
doing one
separate
full
it?
experiences. We're not doing that.
I thought it was
Remember
gonna
Marcus's
marathon. We're
rules.
fine.
Yes.
Remember Marcus's rules.
All right. I'll separate it then. Jeez.
So you're gonna skip
separation.
5 and add 6. Okay, I like it.
I
All
don't
right.
even know what I'm talking
Well, I got my 5. But you know what? Why don't we just keep the rotation going like we have been? Ron, why don't we? Do you mind giving us your first game for us to get to know you, or for our listeners to get to know you?
Yes. Final Fantasy VII, PlayStation 1 version.
Okay.
First of all, it's hard to sit there and not choose your top 5 of all time. So
Yeah.
it took a lot of thinking and going through the backlog and looking at all the games I've played, and I'm just like, good God, how am I supposed to do this without just cheating and just saying this is my top 5? So, but Final Fantasy VII was a pretty important game for me. That's pretty much what has turned me into an RPG fan. I had played RPGs before, but Final Fantasy VII was just a completely different beast. The marketing campaign, it was all over the place. It didn't matter what you were watching on TV or what channel it was. They were constantly sitting there and showing, these amazing looking commercials, the CGI, everything just looked so awesome about it. So that was a day one purchase, and I played that game to death, and it was just amazing. The materia system, letting you be able to customize pretty much every single party member to play kind of how you wanted to. The music was great. Uematsu was, man, One Wing Angel, the Final Fantasy VII main theme, even Aerith's theme. It doesn't matter what it really is on that soundtrack. That soundtrack is great. Sephiroth, man. I mean, come on. The guy sits there and walks through flame after he pretty much burns a village down after he finds out his origins, and walks through the flame and pretty much creates one of the most iconic scenes in gaming. There's so much about Final Fantasy VII. I could do a whole show on that just alone.
He's a beautiful man too.
He is. The flowing hair is just, come on.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty much the first real iconic villain like that, man. I mean, it's just, you want to talk about crashing out. That guy pretty much set the example for doing such. And Cloud was great too. I mean, he struggled with his identity issues, couldn't trust his own memories. So that was the whole thing. And then, of course, the death scene that everybody knows about. Like I said, man, just a great game. Well, excuse me, everybody knows about it. I'm not going to spoil it for the two people who have not played this game or do not know.
Dumbledore dies? I'm confused. What?
Someone does die, but I'm not going to tell you who.
Shocker.
But yeah, man, Final Fantasy VII. That's the first game to define me.
Have you gone back to it much since then? Like, have you gone back?
I played, the last replay I did of it was probably about 10 years ago, but enjoyed it just as much as I did the first time around. That's one of those games where, yeah, graphically, of course it's been surpassed. But as far as like gameplay wise, that's the good thing about a lot of turn-based RPGs. You can go back to those. It isn't like turn-based RPGs have evolved like crazily to the point where it's going to sit there and feel like it's a bad game at this point. But some things are just timeless. Like I said, the soundtrack, yeah, you're not going to be surprised anymore by anything that happens, but you might notice a little bit more about the story. You get older, you sit there and go through a lot more things, play a lot more games, and then the story might have beats that are a bit different. But yeah, still, it still holds up for me.
I need to confirm that Final Fantasy VII, the OG, it is an RPG. Is that correct? And is that
it is?
Does it make a difference?
All the Final Fantasy games, except one of them, is a Final Fantasy RPG.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Is that Final Fantasy VIII that is questionable on the RPG?
See, I don't know what that Final Fantasy is. I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't know why they skipped from 7 to 9. That's one of those things we probably would have to ask Square. I don't know why they did that.
I can hear someone crying in the distance right now. A beautiful man.
I love Dave.
Awesome, Dave.
Yeah,
I do too.
Me too.
Yeah, Dave is my guy. He knows this.
I just couldn't think of
right
whichever one wasn't RPG. That's why I had to ask that.
Yeah, nah, 8 doesn't exist. So
I'm just gonna leave.
It can't be the most recent one. I just know that.
It certainly couldn't be the most recent one. No.
Well, that's good. I still have never played Final Fantasy VII, even though I've been kind of tempted with obviously the remakes.
You never played it?
No,
Really?
I didn't have a PlayStation. Yeah, so I have the
Oh.
N64, which, when I get to mine, I'll probably touch on what my games are. But yeah, I went to N64 route, did not go to PlayStation route, so
Okay.
Same
missed out.
here. Same
Yeah,
here.
I
But
have
I
both.
picked up the OG on the Switch. That was the first time I played it. You didn't pick it up
Oh.
on Switch or PC?
No, the only Final Fantasy
Oh.
game I got on Switch was 12, but 12's good.
Okay.
I don't even know what that one looks like.
What?
You'd like it, actually. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the game that Xenoblade fans need to be thankful for, because I think it's like the game that paved the way for it.
Okay. Put that on the checklist somewhere. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I only checked it out OG because, like, listen, I'm like Cwag as an N64 guy, and if we're going back like 20 years, fellas, no internet, or the internet was in the early days, and even I was very familiar with FF7 because so many people were talking about it. Sephiroth, the music. Even
Mhm.
I was aware of all these iconic scenes. Even Said Death scene. Never saw it, but I knew about it. Like, that's how much of like an impact it had on like society when I was like 13 or 14. So yeah, eventually just checked out the Switch, and that's what led me to Remake and Rebirth.
Does it have random encounters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn. All right, well, I can't play that one.
Hold on.
Whoa,
You can
whoa,
put on
hold on.
some quality of life stuff on Switch. Don't worry.
That's right. That's right. Tell them, Matt.
Yes.
It's
That's
been
right.
updated for the modern times for those who do not like to dabble in such things.
That's right. Turn off them foolish random encounters. Is it 4x
Whoa,
or 10x
whoa, foolish.
XP?
Whoa.
Come on.
Wait a
No, you,
Nope,
you said
got
it
time
right.
for that.
Yeah, I
Nobody's
didn't
got
interrupt
time
him.
for
He
that.
said it right.
Mm-mm-mm.
I pick when to grind. I pick.
Thank you.
Not the game. No RNG. I pick when to grind. Thank you very much. And then yeah, I think it's 4x or is it 10x Gil and XP?
I
Oh,
never
and
used
unlimited.
it, so I wouldn't know. I sit there and
Come
played
on.
it the way it's supposed to be played, man.
La-di-da, Ron.
Yeah.
And this is the best Cwag. Unlimited limit breaks. Unlimited.
Oh my god.
Dude, you just go in there, just limit. What is it? Cross slash all the time. Bam. It's so satisfying.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So yeah, you tried quality of life. It's good. That's why I forgot about that. The irony. Unlimited
Why?
limit breaks. They're not limited anymore. Square Enix, thank you.
No, stop it.
All right.
All right.
I'll
Ma-
keep it going.
Yeah, Matt?
A game to get to know me, and I'm not trolling here. I'm not gonna go through one through full experience, but to nobody's surprise, it is a Resident Evil game.
Let's
It is
go.
not one of my favorites. It's not my top 5, but I do hold it in high regard, and that's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. The
Ooh.
reason why I picked that one, if you want to get to know me, is because while it's not my favorite, I do enjoy it quite a bit. To me, like, if I was talking about like pure survival horror, like that genre, Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 2, like those are the ones you gotta play. And Resident Evil 7, I picked that one over 2 for this conversation just because both games are scary, but I feel like 7 because you're forced into first person, which I'm not a fan of, but I got used to it. I feel like it just ramps up the tension more because it's coming right at your face, right? When they hit you in the face or when they try to bite you and all that stuff. But Resident Evil 7, like that one saved the franchise. It is survival horror in its finest, where like limited ammo, a lot of backtracking. Like if you shoot everything, you will not make it through. You will not roll credits if you shoot everything. You have to pick and choose when to run, when to use the knife. And that could be, it's a bit of a steep learning curve, but again, I feel like that's the purpose of survival horror, right? It's adding that extra layer of stress. And if you really want to, if you really want the hardest experience, you play in hard mode. Again, not only are the enemies like bullet sponges, not only can you die with 3 hits, but I love this that they brought back the fact that like manual saves and limited manual saves. So you gotta manage your inventory, carry something so that you can actually save at certain points. So again, you cannot save willy-nilly because then you'll have to do a lot of backtracking when you die, and then you can't rely on autosave. So I that's just one of the best games I've played in terms of like getting that true experience. Again, not my favorite, but super spoopy. Like I'll never forget the first time I encountered what was it, the Aunt Marguerite, like in the second house. Like, and listen, I played Resident Evil since I was 12, all right? And I played this as an adult, and I was like putting the controller down, like deep breathing, like, okay, I'm not gonna back out. Like I love this game, but I'm like, guys, like this is this is intense stuff. So I love it. I really, really enjoy it. I highly recommend it if you're up for that challenge. But if you're not, easy mode, and like you can do a few runs and just get some OP gear. Like you can get some shoes that make you run faster. You can get like a handsaw, so you can just like mow everything down. So there's options to build up your stamina in terms of survival horror. But yeah, Resident Evil 7, Cwag. I can't remember. You own it, right? But you haven't played it. Is that correct?
You gave it to me, friend.
That's right. I get. Well, I buy a lot of
He
things.
gives
on
out
Steam
so
for
many
friends.
gifts, he just forgets. Look at him, Santa Claus.
That's what I'm saying. I get a little confused. All right, but you haven't played it, right? That's correct.
I have not. And actually, I was going to
Okay.
ask you. So you were talking about like how it saved the franchise. You said, right? Because I know 5 was very actiony. I did play that one. I never played 6, but I heard it was kind of definitely more actiony. So do you think like they just decided that like people really missed like the horror part, and that's kind of like where they almost went? Because it sounds like this one's even more scary than like maybe even 1.
Oh, good question, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I would say it's scarier than 1 remake, just because 1 remake has the Crimson Heads. But I'd say it's on the same level. In terms of saving the franchise, listen. We all know there's lots of flaws with big AAA studios, and Capcom's not perfect, but I feel like they do make an effort to listen, right? Especially with some of the stuff they're doing now. Like, listen, we could spin this off and talk about the Game Awards, but like, I lost my mind seeing Mega Man. What's it? 12, right? That's the new one. I don't know what the name is.
I
But
forgot
like,
what the number of it. Yeah, they didn't call it
yeah,
that.
but new Mega Man, Pragmata, this is like, yeah, Capcom's doing it, but I think they listened to the feedback from 6, even though, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the highest selling ones. But they
6
heard
is?
the feedback. 6 is.
That's a shame,
very high up
because
there.
that's the one that all the
yeah.
Resident Evil fans hate. Crazy.
Yep, we all bought it, and then we're like, because this actually sucks. And I think they listened to the feedback, and then I think they were smart because they saw all like these indie games coming out at that time, like Outlast. I forgot the other ones. I think
Amnesia.
And obviously Amnesia. I can't remember what was the PT, like the demo. I think they saw how fans were reacting to that stuff, and a lot of people were making comparisons. Like Capcom do stuff like that, so they pivoted. And quite honestly, like if they didn't pivot that way, I don't even know if we'd still have Resident Evil. But yeah, if you want to get to know me, I like horror games, especially Resident Evil games. And if you're like, what kind of Resident Evil game does Matt like? Especially because there's the OG ones, the action ones. If I had to pick one style, it would be the style of 7. Like I want to be pushed to limits of like, what do I bring on my inventory run? Am I bringing 1 herb, or am I tossing the herbs away so I can carry my shotgun as well? Right? Which puzzle pieces am I willing to go back and forth from? Like I absolutely love it. Cannot wait for Resident Evil 9. But Marcus, tell us. I'm gonna guess you're gonna pick give us one of your indie games. There's gotta be at least one in your top 5 of Get to Know You.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go
5?
with one. There's not 5. No.
Oh, okay.
So this one, actually, it may be on Matt's list. Because I know that he feels very strongly about this game, and that game is Night in the Woods. And maybe I'll take a step back here. Part of the reason that the way I kind of tackled this question, games to get to know me, might be a little bit different than you guys. So I think it's worth prefacing that I wanted to choose games that I truly do love, but also kind of represent or say something about me, not just as a gamer, but as an individual. It is my life. The reason that I connect with Night in the Woods, I love the game. I think the story is awesome. It's a pretty, simple gameplay. You're walking around, talking to people, kind of just moving the story along. There's not really any fail states, I don't think, right? It's been a few years, but
No.
it's doing that all really, really good. And I think Matt and I had, we did a backtracker session a few years ago, and it was definitely a highlight of that whole experience. I know I can say for me. And but one of the things that I really connected with it was I connected so much with the characters in that game because it felt like the town that I grew up. Possum Springs was that small, dying town that I grew up in. We were talking a little bit about how far away Matt and I live. I grew up in a small town in northern Ontario, same province that Matt is currently in, but not quite as far as Edmonton, but literally like halfway in between where I am and Matt is now. And it was a small town, had like one industry, and that, it was a lumber mill, and that employed like, half the town, and it closed while I was, in high school, even, before high school. And so it's like this dying town, and you see the businesses close up, and people, I went away to university. I kind of got away, kind of like May did. I got to stay away. She kind of dropped out and went back to the town. But there's the, a Greg, a what was it, B, people that wanted to get out that never could. You've got that Angus character who was frankly too smart to still be there,
Yeah.
And the Greg, who's just the loser guy who works at the convenience store. I know all of those people, and I went back just to visit for the summers and stuff like that. But I got out, but so many people didn't, and it's just like, I don't know. There was something about that whole game and that story that they told in that game. It just really resonated with me. So. Yeah,
I gotta ask Marcus. I'm just very curious because I adore. We preach. We could do this for 2 hours, Night in the Woods episode right here, baby. But we won't do that. We won't do that, friends. But I want to ask
next time.
Please, God.
if the story was, maybe this is a stupid question because I mean, the story is like a huge aspect of the game. So I was going to ask, like, if the story was different, would you still connect with the game? But I think that's a stupid question. That'd be like asking, like, would you still like The Last of Us if it wasn't the same story? It's like, well, hey, the story is like it's in its DNA. I guess maybe, I mean, if they still use the same gameplay mechanics, similar narrative structure, but let's say, no, you know what? No, this question doesn't work. Like, I was going to ask you, like, if it's not about a small town, but then, like, what is this game?
Nothing else really works then, yeah.
That's part of the key message. This stupid question, stupid Nagachaka. That's like asking, like, oh yeah, The Last of Us. It's not about Joel and it's not about parenting. Would you still like the game? It's like, well, I don't know what kind of game this is then if it's not about parenthood. So never mind. Let's just
the writing is superb, which
the game's good.
It's very good. Yeah, it's very good.
That's the question I had for you.
Yeah.
So do you feel that you didn't feel that it fell apart toward the end? Because I actually did enjoy most of the front half. It was toward the end where the story kind of fell apart for me. And that's where I kind of was just like, this kind of fell off. And that kind of changed my opinion about it. Because I was very high on the game in the beginning.
Right. Mm-hmm. It kind of takes a bit of a turn, doesn't it? The narrative does it. Yeah.
It does.
It didn't... I think I would have been okay with it staying more grounded, let's say, without kind of giving it away. And I think that would have worked fine too, and I wouldn't have been disappointed with it. But it didn't detract from it for me, at least, the direction that it did
I'm the
go.
same. I'm the same, Ron. Like that part, I know you're talking about. That's my one criticism. I'm like, why? But like
and
Marcus,
that's what threw me off. I guess that's my fault. My expectations of it. That's why I joke you guys about loving it as much as you do. But Marcus breaking it down the way he did, now I see exactly why he does love it as much as he does. And like I said, you guys know how I am about stories and narratives. I'm very picky sometimes about narratives. And if I don't expect it to fly off the rails and it flies off the rails, usually I'm like, I'm kind of done with it at that point. But okay, that makes sense. I see where you're coming from with it.
I think it's a valid criticism, Ron, because the majority of the game is, I will spoil it. It's grounded.
Yeah, it's very grounded. It is.
It's very grounded. So I had the same expectations. I'm like, okay, it's going to continue on this path, and I think even Marcus agrees. Yeah, like at the end, it's like, oh, you're going a little hard on this other angle here.
Yeah,
but
it's like Kojima kind of came in at the end and was like, here, I'll write the rest of the story. It's like, whoa. What happened?
It's very jarring. Like there aren't any subtle hints that that's the route they're going to take to wrap stuff up. But I'm like Marcus, where it's like, I don't like this, but there's so much positive other aspects that are positive that it didn't derail. It's still criticism for sure. It's not like perfect, but
it's still okay. I mean, I would never say the game is cheeks. It definitely isn't that. It's still okay in my book. It's just that
just half a cheek.
Nah, it's not. It's not cheeks at all. It's like I said.
We
It's,
just said the back half wasn't great, so I thought maybe it would be half a cheek.
no, we're not doing that quite.
I mean, I haven't played it, so what do I know?
Oh,
I mean, you should. I mean, like I said, and of course, it might be a different experience for everybody, as you can see. But it is a game I think that you should definitely try out. Because the grounded portions are very much just like, especially if you have a group of friends like that. Like Marcus nailed it. Everybody
the
has
dialogue
a group of friends.
is so damn good in that game.
Yeah,
the dialogue
it's
in particular
it's
is
very
just
good
so
from
great.
That aspect alone. You take out that end part of that story, and everything else is just so good about it. So definitely at least play it and give it a chance, because like I said, it is worth playing.
Nice. I like it. All right, y'all. Well, I guess I'll do my first game. So my first game is Ocarina of Time. Guys,
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
I won't say it's my first Zelda. I think my first Zelda was A Link to the Past, and I just had a really hard time getting into that. I might have been too young.
Same.
I also think A Link to the Past is kind of hard. Maybe I'm just bad at games.
Same.
But yeah. But yeah, I don't think I even ever owned Ocarina of Time on N64. But I remember playing it at a friend's house and kind of watching him play. I think I ended up renting it. I had to get the guidebook for this game, guys. I think I was 10 when this game came out, so I think probably dating myself a little bit, but I completely fell in love with this franchise, and really even just kind of fell in love probably with these types of games, like just the third person action adventure. I guess I would not call it an RPG. I think every episode we're going to talk about what games are not an RPG, so I'll go ahead and say Ocarina of Time is not an RPG. But I haven't replayed many games, but I played through this on N64. I played through it on GameCube when it came out. I think it was actually I had 2 different discs, so maybe help me out for my GameCube owners. There was a pre-order bonus for getting Wind Waker.
It was.
I think
correct.
you got Ocarina of Time and Master Quest. Did you guys ever play Master Quest?
I didn't.
It's like a
that's
harder
hard.
version.
That's hard mode. No thanks.
Yeah.
No.
So I played through that too.
Don't
It
do
was
that
hard, but it was a lot of fun. And then oh gosh, there was
It's
the
the
one that
collection.
came with Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, and then Majora's
the
Mask.
collection.
You guys remember that disc?
You are accurate. Yep. Ocarina
And I
of Time
played
is
through it
on
again
both
on
of them.
that one, and
Yeah.
guys, to play through a game 3 or 4 times, including Master Quest. I mean, I pray for the day if they actually remake this game. I probably would buy a Switch too. If they announce at Game Awards, or if they do a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, hey guys, we're remaking Ocarina of Time, I'll put down my 450, or I might even have to do the 500 and get the Mario Kart World that no one likes, just so I can get a Switch too, just so I can play Ocarina of Time remake.
It's one of the ghosts, man. Nice choice.
This game,
Cwag, it already exists. Nintendo already gave it to you. They gave it to us.
Deniso?
It's on the 3DS. That's your remake.
Yeah.
I
miss
know.
the 3DS. I miss the DS. Yeah.
Can't play it on the big screen, but listen, we know Nintendo. That is their version of the remake. I'm not happy with it either, but it's not happening, Cwag. They're not doing it again. They won't. Sorry, dude.
Well, it's a good thing I have a good PC, because there is someone out there that actually is doing, I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they're doing a reverse engineered Ocarina of Time remake and Unreal Engine 5. I'll have to drop a YouTube video in one of the Discord channels, and this game looks
Cwag,
beautiful.
Dougie
We
B,
don't-
just to let you
hold
know,
on.
we don't condone such
Yeah.
things.
we're
don't condone
not
such
part of
things.
this. Please don't
guys,
shut us down. Please don't
He's
shut
about
down
to
the Discord.
retire, guys.
Please.
He's fine.
Nope,
He's
nope,
sipping
nope.
a pina colada somewhere. He's
Nintendo,
on his
please.
way out.
No.
This isn't us.
Please don't come.
This isn't us. This
Don't
is
send the
some
ninjas.
kind of AI.
Please.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't do that here. Come on.
But yeah, Ocarina of Time
One of the ghosts,
Definitely
man. One of the
shaped-
ghosts. Nice
shaped-
choice. Nice choice.
shaped the gamer that I am today for sure.
Nice.
Good pick.
Yeah, really good pick. So I guess I'll go with my number 2 of games that define me. Ratchet and Clank.
Oh,
I was a
The OG?
platformer guy.
The OG?
The OG, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, the
okay.
PS2.
I thought you were doing one full experience.
No,
no, we're not doing that. We promised.
no. Marcus said no.
Well, Matt promised. I don't think Ron promised.
Nah,
So
I'm
I
not
just
gonna
had
do
to
that.
clarify.
It's not my favorite out of the franchise, but it was the one that kind of just at this point, I was pretty much done with the collectathon style platformers. Ratchet and Clank was very different, where it was story driven, action. The humor was great. There was just a lot to love about Ratchet and Clank. Yes, there was the collect bolts and stuff like that, but it was just something. It was just so much charm in that game, and the weapons were just great, and when they were crazy. It was just this is like Insomniac kind of just like really putting their stamp on their identity of that studio, and that was just a memorable game. I still love the Ratchet and Clank series because of that game. Like I said, it's not my favorite of the series, but it is the thing that kind of veered me away from collectathon platformers, and I prefer platformers that just have a bit more going on than just here collect 800 of these things and you're jumping on platforms all day. I need a little something to kind of push me through and give me motivation. And Ratchet and Clank and games like that are the games that I like. Give me a little bit of story. Give me some humor and characters that got personality. Yeah, just Ratchet and Clank. Love that game. Love that series, and I love platformers that are in that vein.
Very cool.
I've only played one Ratchet and Clank game, and it was fantastic. So I can definitely see why Ratchet and Clank's important to you.
I hope they do a collection, man. They need to, and hopefully they'll sit there and bring it to PlayStation, put it on PC, because more people need to play that. Ratchet and Clank is great.
There's no collection
too.
There's no collection.
There's a collection on. I think it's trapped on the PS3, but yeah, outside of that, yeah, there hasn't been, which is a shame, really. I don't, but hopefully
have you
one
kept
day.
up with the series? Like, have you played Rift Apart?
I haven't played Rift Apart yet. I have to play that one. And I might skip.
You haven't played Rift Apart?
I have not played that.
I haven't played it.
It's been on the wheel, but I think I might take that off of there.
No,
I think I might take that off
Am
of there.
I the only one that's played it? Have you played it, Marcus?
I played it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
Yes.
Matt, have you played it?
No, I might be foolish, and I've been waiting for it to be like 20, but I think that's foolish. I don't think it ought to be 20.
I don't know.
Here.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll go that.
Yeah,
low.
that might be too little. Yeah, that's too low. It might be.
I don't know if it'll ever do that.
Yeah. Well, here it's funny. I bought it. It's just not for me. I bought it for my brother. I'm
Buy it
again.
Buy it again. This time for yourself.
I should. Which one? I played one of them on PS4. I think it might have been.
That might have been
there's a remake on PS4,
the remake version, yeah, which is very good though.
I like
very
it.
good.
Yeah. I gotta check out more. I'll check out more. All right. Next up on my list is Super Mario RPG, and it's very similar to Ron's in the sense I wanted to highlight
OG or the remake.
I'm gonna go with the OG. And the purpose of it is just because I do want to highlight the fact that I do like RPGs, not hardcore in any aspect, but like this was my first RPG. It really was, and I'll just never forget the experience of like party system, leveling up, and for me this was like very shocking to be like, oh, there's a story here where I actually care about the characters, and this game's funny. Like this game has. It's like not just Nintendo charm, but it's got like Japanese humor like perfectly melded together. And I'll never forget it. And like I was like heartbroken that we never got Super Mario RPG 2, but it just spun off into spiritual successors, right? Like Mario Luigi, obviously Paper Mario, and I just gravitate towards them. And like last year I played, or I think no, it was this year where I played Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and I was worried because I was like, oh, maybe nostalgia goggles, skewed my memory, but nope. Loved playing it over again.
Still the GOAT.
It's still the GOAT.
Yes.
It's still the GOAT Cwag. All right.
Oh, hater alert.
Stop it. But yeah, and because of that, I've been willing to try RPGs when they're recommended, right? And it's all because of Super Mario RPG. And I'll never forget that whole aspect of like of having a team, right? In combat and story, and like helping your friends. And like, yes, I know there's RPGs that can be done without a party system, but I just feel like something's lacking. And like, yeah, I know you might be saying like, Matt, you like Final Fantasy 16, there's no party system. Well, we've already established it's not an RPG, so that's the difference. But yeah, I love the fact that there's like a synergy in a party system, right? Like you got the healer, you got a tank, you got someone that does the attacks. Like I know it's super old school and scripted, but there's just something comforting about that formula. And again, I'm not super old school. Like, listen, I've played Octopath Traveler 1 like 5 times, and I've given up on it 5 times. Like something just didn't click for me. But, you know, if there was no Super Mario RPG, I never would have played Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth. I never would have played Xenoblade. I never would have played Shadow Hearts Covenant, like Batten Kaitos. Like I never Tales of Symphonia. Like I wouldn't have even looked at those games if it wasn't for Super Mario RPG introducing the fact like, yeah, party systems, healing, going to the stores, getting inventory, like, you know, buying, stocking up on items, like just all those systems. Like that was such a new experience. And because of that, I'm an RPG fan, right? And if I had to pick a style, I'm not saying that Xenoblade is better than Super Mario G or that one's better than the other, but there's just something very comforting about the Nintendo formula when it comes to RPGs in the Mario franchise in that aspect. And yes, everybody, I played. Ron, what's that game about the Bugs Fable? Yes, I played it. It's not a bad game, everybody. Like, but if I gotta pick one,
Yeah.
you can pick Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Like, come on, he's got the Nintendo characters. Like, come on.
Go with one of the goats.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it. But yeah, Super Mario RPG. There's nothing wrong with the remake. I loved it, but it's just I don't know. It's just like a warm blanket that hugs
Yeah,
me when
man.
I think about the one on
OG
Super
is great.
Nintendo.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Before
thank
Marcus
you.
goes, I'll have to bookmark the Bug Fables comment because I did. Well, we'll talk about it later, but I think that'll be a game I'll be playing next year, and we'll revisit that and we'll see how it stacks up. Okay.
So you're okay. I'm just gonna go back. You played Thousand Year Door. You didn't like it, but you're willing to give Bug Fables a chance when people say it's like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I'm just curious, like, but you didn't like the game that it was based off of. So why are you playing Bug Fables?
Because I was told it was a better version of it. Yeah.
That's impossible. There's nothing better than the best. That's an anomaly. Come on,
Well,
you already know this.
I don't know now. Croco Kyle and friend of $2 hero Seth, they're pretty adamant that Bug Fables is the truth.
So I'll report back. You know, it might take me a minute, but it'll be played next year.
You might want to let me know when you play that because I actually own that as well.
Okay.
All right.
Bug Fables Bros in 2026.
Apparently.
We'll try
I'm
it out.
not joining. I already tried it. No thanks.
Yeah.
Damn.
You've already played
Marcus,
it.
we're out.
You already played it.
Yeah. We're out, Marcus. That's right.
Oh,
no,
Marcus. Wow. Okay.
It's too long. Too long for me.
Okay, so the master of short games.
That's right. I've got a short-ish game for my next one. So this game, I don't think any of you guys have played it. I don't think I've ever heard any of you talk about it. I know Ron knows that I love this game, and it's Pentiment. Pentiment is the next game to get to know me.
I have it. I haven't played it yet, though.
Love Pentiment. It blew me away. And part of the reason that I chose it, again, to kind of like go with my theme of trying to get to know me, I'm a bit of a history buff. I love history. I had the opportunity, you guys know, I lived in Cairo, Egypt for a few years. We got to try, we were,
I didn't know this.
You didn't know that, Cwag? So yeah, my wife was teaching at a Canadian school in Cairo for 3 years. So we got to travel around Egypt, but also around Europe, Middle East, Africa a bit. So, and I always love and gravitate towards the historical sites. And Pentiment, if you guys didn't know, kind of takes place in I think it's 15th or 16th century Germany, Bavaria, kind of the southern part of Germany. But there's kind of like this historical, it's directed by Josh Sawyer, who is at Obsidian. He did like a degree in history. So he is like, this is his thing too, right? And so it's very accurate to the time and place. And it tells a really cool story over 3 acts, like over a period of time in this village. There's a murder mystery. It is fantastic. And it talks about it, like the theme of the game is like the stories we tell each other, or a theme of the game is the stories we tell each other about like our communities, our lives. And the history of the town itself is founded kind of in Roman times. And I don't know, it's just, it kind of hit all of these buttons for me. And it's a fucking awesome game too. I think Ron would actually love this because I know that you do like these kind of like detective kind of style games. It's got an aspect of that to it. And, yeah, it's just a phenomenal game that not nearly enough people have played. So
Excellent.
Pentiment, game number 2 for me.
Nice,
I like
man.
it. Nice. All right, y'all. Well, for my second game, I kind of want to paint you a picture because it's kind of a miracle I even found this game. So, I stumbled into a Office Max, which I don't think even exists anymore. It's like
Holy
an Office
crap.
Depot. Yeah, exactly, right? And went to the gaming section, and I stumbled across a old computer game. I mean, it wasn't old at the time, but I'm pretty sure none of y'all have played this. And actually, I'd be shocked if anyone on YouTube has played this game or anyone in Discord has played this game. Let me know because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that has played it. SWAT 3. So SWAT 3 is like kind of your police SWAT simulator. And kind of going more on theme of what Marcus was saying is that I think this type of game also kind of does envision the type of person I am. I am definitely someone that has to or prefers to kind of plan things out in advance. I don't really like surprises. Like for example, like I already know like pretty much what I'm going to eat tomorrow. I kind of like plan ahead, like this is what breakfast is. I'm pretty sure this is what lunch is going to be. You know, if I have to tweak something for dinner, but you know, I kind of have everything planned out. But also, sometimes when shit hits the fan, as you can imagine in a SWAT situation, I can make quick decisions when
Weapons
necessary.
free. Weapons free, baby.
Yeah, weapons free,
There
right?
it is.
Yeah, just trying not to do too much paperwork, right, Ron? But really, like, you know, this was actually, again, kind of going back with Ocarina of Time, it's a pretty hard game, like, because, you know, y'all probably don't know, but most of shooters nowadays, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, if you see something, you shoot it, right? But this is something that really you're having to make sure you're identifying where you're shooting. You got, you know, civilians, you got hostages that you have to obviously try to save them and keep them out of harm's way. And really, even if you do see someone like a suspect with a weapon, if they're not aiming their gun at you, or if they're not aiming a gun at like a hostage, you actually can't shoot them. You know, are able to, you know, yell, hey, you know, put your weapon down, hands up type thing. But if they don't, you know, aim in either a hostage or your way, you'd actually lose points or get penalized for, you know, say shooting them. Even if you like, you know, try to shoot them in the foot to like, you know, incapacitate them, you still get penalized for that, right? So it's just like the whole rules of engagement. So it can be very hectic because, you know, especially if you play on like a higher difficulty. I mean, it's like snap reaction, right? Like where they point it and they automatically shoot and like you could be dead. Like, and this isn't like Halo where you have shields and stuff. Like you might be able to take, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 shot bullets if you're lucky type thing, right? So but this game kind of like even redefined, not that we get this many games a lot, like and I wouldn't say this is probably my favorite one of them because, you know, I did really like SWAT 4, which was made by the people that ended up making BioShock. And then of course now in today's more modern Ready or Not, still recommend that game as that's a spiritual successor, and they actually have a cool Easter egg in Ready or Not for the SWAT 3 platoon leader, so that was pretty cool. But SWAT 3 is a very special game, and actually I replayed it I think last year. Thank God for PC mods. You could actually, you know, get the resolution to modern, because I think, you know, 1999 game, I think the best resolution you get is like 800 by 600.
Old
so
school.
you download the mod to play it at 1080p. So yeah, great game, and always have a special place in my heart.
Nice,
Cool.
man.
I've never heard of this game. You're opening my eyes. I've never even once heard about this game before. So,
like I said, I'd be shocked if someone in YouTube comments, someone in Discord, let me know if you've actually played it. But I have a feeling I'll be the only one.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's very
man.
rare.
That
Interesting.
explains a lot. Like I said, I was wondering why you love Ready or Not so much, but now it makes sense. I heard of the SWAT games, but I never played them. You know me, weapons free.
Yeah, you would you get, you know, canceled out the first first mission. Too many body bags are on.
I get in trouble. You're right. All right, man. My number 3 is going to be a Legend of Zelda game as well.
Oh.
But it's going to be Wind Waker.
Okay.
Wind Waker. I love Ocarina of Time. That's one of the GOATs for sure.
Yep.
But Wind Waker, man, I love exploring. Everybody knows that me and Kevin are like on the opposite end of spectrums when it comes to playing our games. I explore everywhere. So my hours in games go way up because I'm exploring everything and always looking for something. Wind Waker really just nails that for me. The sea exploration, using the baton to sit there and change the wind and just travel around. But it's not even just the exploration part of Wind Waker. The cell shaded graphics, I know people sit there and are just very divided on that. I loved it. The expressions, the facial expressions, the animations, everything that came with that cell shading just really
So
made
good.
it more impactful for me. The story is fantastic. The whole thing about the Great Flood, just that story was just great. And Tetra, fantastic character. It's just everything about Wind Waker was just great. The dungeons, everything. I love it. It is one of my goats. It is, to me, that is the high mark of the Legend of Zelda series. And it, like I said, it's just everything. Everybody knows that I love stories. Narratives are always like the main thing for me. And it's just so much about that game that just nailed the characters, the story, the exploration. I enjoyed the combat. And the final moments of that game is just top tier, like best Nintendo at their best with that game right there. It's just all encapsulated in that game right there. Defines me. My number 3, love Wind Waker.
Great pick. Great Ganondorf too. Probably like one of my favorite versions of Ganondorf.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, great pick, Ron.
I'm shocked that Nintendo hasn't. I mean, like, yes, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom kind of cell shaded-ish, but not really. Like, I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't been like. I mean, okay, money and resources, but I think there's an audience of what Ron is describing. Like, I think they should continue with Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. It sold a lot, fine. You got your 2D Zeldas, right? Those are still doing well. Like Echoes of Wisdom, and what was the other one? Not Link to the Past. The remake of something. I can't remember what it was called.
Link's Awakening.
I think
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, but I think there's a market for in this style, and like what Ron is emphasizing, like really exploring in that style of Wind Waker, and again the cartoonish stuff. Because like, yes, like Breath of the Wild has that. They're not as aggressive as they are in that Wind Waker style, and it's very charming. I'm surprised. I don't know, Nintendo, just give it to another studio or something. Like there is an audience for it. Like, hey, Ron, I'm gonna ask you, put you on the spot.
Okay.
Wind Waker 2 announced for Switch, Sweet Potato. Would you consider buying one?
Ooh, you're making him think. Look at him go. Look
it's
at him.
literally
He's
called
thinking.
Wind Waker 2. It's not a spin-off.
Wow.
It's a direct sequel, continuing that story somehow.
He's so
I'm not sure.
conflicted.
But
look at
I
that.
tell you what, if you can bring back the main part of that team that created Wind Waker, I would consider throwing down that $450.
Wow.
That's how great Wind Waker is to me. How outstanding Wind Waker is to me. You bring back the main components of that team to make a sequel and make that work somehow, I would seriously consider getting a Sweet Potato.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
That's the
Dougie
breaking
B.
point right there. That's
We're
Marcus.
we're not.
I'm only a man, Marcus. I'm only a man. The temptation will always break me, every time.
All right, Dougie B, before you retire, make Wind Waker 2 happen.
Hey, man. Yeah. Bring that whole crew together. Please.
But Matt, you bring up a good point, because like they actually did kind of continue that Toon Link for a minute, because they had like what Phantom Hourglass, was that the DS? And then Spirit Tracks. So I just wonder if like maybe when they got rid of the pure handheld, like the DS and 3DS, if they just felt like that there wasn't room for that anymore. But you do bring up a good point, because there for a while they were keeping Toon Link going, but then just kind of gave up. Maybe they weren't selling. I'm not sure.
Bring it back, Dougie B. There's an audience. All right. I think it'd be wise. Like, we might as well capitalize on one of their biggest IPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But speaking of stylized games that are very good looking, my next game that, if you want to get to know me, and I picked this one because I really, really like stylized, bombastic, unapologetically cool games. And that's Persona 5 1.
I knew it was coming. Yeah.
You knew it was coming.
One of the goats.
It's not one of my favorite games. But
oh, wow, Cwag.
I know, sorry, dude. Yeah, I'm breaking your heart with
someone has taken
I
Marcus's role tonight.
don't
Oh man.
I loved it, and it was a little bit harder. I think it took me 2 tries because I know friend of the show Delroy I really recommended because he knows that I like stylish games. So that's why he recommended. He's like, you like RPGs? It's got the music, it's got the art style. You're gonna like it. And then I think the first time, I was trying to rush through it, whatever. I didn't get into it, and then but he said something that was like, just stick with it and just slow down. Like it's a 100-hour game. Like you cannot.
140.
Yeah.
It's a long
He
game.
ain't
It's a
lying.
long game. Yeah, he's like, you're gonna rush. You're gonna be frustrated. So I took my time and soaked it in. I'm like, this game is so cool, so bombastic, and I love it. This game knows what its identity is, and it just goes for it, even if they're like people might think it's ham or cheese or like too much. Give me more. I love it. I love how it's just so animated in the combat, the dialogue system. Like it's just so funny, and I love games like it. Like again, the music S tier. Oh my god! Like, and you wouldn't. It's not like typical video game music. It's like pop jazz music, and it just works for it
Yeah, it's
so
fantastic.
well. Like I can't imagine playing Persona 5 Royal without that soundtrack. If they picked something else, it would be like this isn't Persona 5. And I feel like just again the music, the art style, the dialogue. It's just it's just very flashy, and that's why I like games like Paradise Killer. It's an indie game, but again, like I love it because it's very similar in terms of like this game is wild, and we don't care. You're just gonna like it, or you're gonna think it's stupid. I loved it. I'm like, yes, give me more of just being your identity, being yourself, and like it brings me to games like Thirsty Suitors, like Boyfriend Dungeon, where it's just like, yeah, super stylish. Here you go, all flashy, love it. But to me, if I had to pick a game that is the definition of stylish, it's Persona 5 Royal. I still haven't played Persona 3 Reload. It's getting frustrating. I gotta stop putting it off because I really want to play it. I heard nothing but good things about it, except from Kevin. I think Kevin said it was not as good as Persona.
Yeah, I think
can't remember
Kevin. I
if he
think
finished
Kevin
it.
said he was not a fan. Yeah.
He said he was not a fan. Like I know it's a different tone. Like I know it's a bit darker, but like from what I've seen from the remake, it's flashy. I'm into it. I know Cwag. you
Well,
didn't like
okay,
Persona
so
5, eh?
I'm trolling a little bit. Like it would have been a great 60-hour game, and that was just the problem is that it was much longer than that. And it's kind of the same reason why I didn't jump on Valhalla being $5 today. It's like I don't have time for 100-hour
Yeah, man.
games anymore,
It's
and
understandable.
so I'm not here to say that Persona 5 Royale is actually a bad game. I just think it's too long. That's just my issue with it. The music is great, and the style-wise, it's great. And the combat's fun.
It's pretty long.
Just too
And
long.
I can't remember. I think I was talking to Delroy about it. I was like, it's long and it's very hard, especially for someone like I'm a hashtag slow gamer, but I couldn't think of anything to cut out. Like I really couldn't. Like I didn't find fluff. And I think I rolled credits around like 101. And so I didn't even do everything. But all the dialogue, the social interactions, the quizzes, like they're all important in my opinion. Like they're part of the world building, they're part of building your relationships with your friends and your party system group. Like and all the stories weren't like detractors. Like even like the romance, like I think that's a huge part of the DNA of Persona. Like I don't know. I agree with the sentiment that it's too long, but at the same time, I'm like I don't know how to cut it out, cut stuff out, and keep it Persona.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible. Like if you cut out stuff, then it's not Persona anymore. But Marcus, tell us what's your next game on your list.
So I'm gonna go maybe a little bit more traditional, and this one might be on Ron's list. Maybe I know
Okay.
it's one he does really love, and that's Witcher 3. This is my RPG. So
Nice.
I wanted to pick an RPG, a big game. I guess the get to know me part is I just love fantasy. The setting of The Witcher is like kind of chef's kiss for me in terms of this style of game and this, I love The Witcher. Like I am all in on The Witcher. I've read most of the books. I've, watched the show, which, but the games,
Damn.
the show is the show. It's fine, but it's not the books, and it's certainly not the games. Witcher 3 is phenomenal. I mean, like it is really good. I'm playing for the first time right at this moment, not as we speak, but literally right now I'm playing Blood and Wine for the first time. So
Ooh.
Yes.
and it's fantastic. I love it, and
It is, man.
it's really good. Although I just got to got through a very frustrating boss fight last night. I think it's towards the latter half of the game, and yeah, that was a little frustrating. But yeah, it is so good. The writing is good. The characters are fantastic, and that setting is just, again, chef's kiss for me. So, Witcher 3, that's kind of my RPG representative for my list.
Nice, man. One of my top 5 of all time. That's the only reason why I wasn't going to mention it tonight, because it's like my top 5. So I tried to stray out of that.
Okay.
But Witcher 3, fantastic pick.
Has anybody here played Witcher 2 or 1? Because I love Witcher 3, but I've not touched 2 or 1.
I tried one,
And?
but
How is it?
Yeah, same.
No,
yeah, it's just
Jank.
I don't know. Yeah, man. Yeah,
jank, eh?
I'm glad they're remaking that one, because I tried that I think I tried the director's cut on PC, and oh boy,
No way.
Yeah.
it was
it's
rough. But with Witcher 2, I tried
2
that
is-
as well. It was kind of janky as well. I was enjoying it, but trying to come back to play the older stuff after you've played The Witcher 3, it's not going to work out. So I'm hoping that after
I didn't mind it. I think you play it on easy, which you're going to do anyways, Matt. So play it on easy, and then
Shots fired.
You won't get as frustrated with the combat, because the combat is the janky part of Witcher 2. Like, I think they really, I mean, Witcher 3 is not known for having the best combat to begin with, right? So that's not where the game necessarily excels, but it does improve throughout the series. And I think, though, you'll be fine. The story is great. Like, Witcher 2 does something
the story's good.
really cool. Is basically like you make a decision very early, and
Oh wow,
it's like a entirely different game. You know, I only played one route. Maybe I'll go back and play another route sometime in the future. But it locks off half the game.
I do have Witcher 2 on my Series X and on GOG, so
yeah,
I'm trying to wait to see if they're going to announce
it was
a
just a
remake
couple
for
years
that
ago
one.
that I played it, so
I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to be patient.
I don't want to say, I think it might be a bit of a stretch to say it holds up, but I don't think it's that bad. And for the story, it's, I think it's worth it if you're interested in the game. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, I love Witcher 3 story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cwag.
Yeah. No, you're good. I was like Ron, is that I didn't play 1 very long. I did roll credits on 2. I remember enjoying it, but I didn't find it nearly as good as 3. I thought 3 was just
3 is going to be hard to beat. That's going to be hard to beat for any game, in my opinion.
And probably 3 has like some of the best DLC ever made. Like probably what Marcus is playing through right now.
Yeah, both these expansions is better than most games. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red wasn't playing around with that.
Nice pick. All right. So I think that rolls around to me. So my number 3, I guess I'll kind of lead into how I started playing this game. I believe as a pre-order bonus, you got a demo disc for this one. And I was obsessed with this demo disc. I probably, without exaggerating, probably played through this demo disc 50 times.
Good Lord.
And I just loved taking out that chainsaw guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God. I was not expecting this.
Yep.
I wasn't either.
Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube.
Yeah.
I didn't see this one coming.
I didn't either. That's right.
So I know Matt is our board member of Capcom board member, but I actually was a late bloomer to the Resident Evil series. I took my dad to Walmart, I guess when I was like 15 or 16, so that he could buy me Remake 1 for the GameCube. And I kind of fell in love with the series there. I really wanted to get 2 and 3 when they came out to the GameCube, but it was a little turned off because they weren't remakes; they were just ports. Yeah. But then, Capcom announced that they're going to have Resident Evil 4 exclusive to the GameCube. I'm like, oh, I got to get that. And yeah, this is before the days where you can like download your demos, right? So I believe, if I remember correctly, you pre-ordered Resident Evil 4 at GameStop, at least, that you got to pick up the demo disc ahead of time.
That's correct.
And it was just for anyone that's played Resident Evil 4, spoilers for what is this 20-year-old game? Basically, you got to play the whole intro of that game, right? So like basically the whole lead up to the village with the chainsaw guy, right? And I think that's like probably like one of the best like action openings of any game. Period. I mean, like I could not put it down. Actually, I had a buddy that he was on my soccer team, and he was just as obsessed with me. And we would just take turns, like where I would play it and either get killed by the chainsaw guy or actually be able to take him out, and then it'd be his turn. And it's probably like what, a 20-minute segment type thing, and we just replayed it and replayed it and replayed it and replayed it. And again, like probably why I picked it, because I wouldn't necessarily say it's like one of my top 5 favorite games ever, but I really think it was like the first like kind of third person action game that really kind of had that over the shoulder,
Yeah, man.
it obviously detracted, from that like tank controls of Resident Evil. And really there's a lot of games that really kind of took that into, kind of like moving it forward, right? Because you had like Dead Space,
Mhm.
really like Uncharted, I would argue, probably has a lot of like the way its gameplay handles because of Resident Evil 4. And I really just kind of fell in love with those types of games. I actually, I'll probably get into it a little later, I actually probably prefer the action oriented Resident Evil games over the scarier ones. Just because, like, Matt can probably attest to it, because we went to a haunted house when I was up in Toronto. Like, I'm not really good at getting scared.
Oh, come on. You did well.
I'm a
Stop
chicken.
it.
So
No.
I do prefer like the action ones, but Resident Evil 4, really just kind of solidified these are the types of like games that I want to play, and I still play to this day. And I am looking forward to, in 2026, playing the remake of this game.
Heck, I didn't see this coming. Did you guys see this? That
Nope,
Cwag
not at
was gonna
all.
pick. I
Not
didn't.
at all. Not at all. Man.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're
nice.
not wrong, man. Like when you think about Resident Evil, like the games prior to that, like 1, OG, 2, 3, tank controls slow. So the same with Cwag. Like the first time playing it, when like the mob like sprints at you, you're like, what the hell is happening? Because the previous games, they shamble. The zombies, they walk towards you. So when they're
Mhm.
charging at you, sprinting, you're like, holy crap, what am I gonna do here? And then you run off, and then like I remember climbing up a ladder. I'm like, I'm good. They followed me up the ladder. I'm like, what is happening? This isn't. You're breaking the rules of the game, guys. And then I'd go in to a cabin, shut the door on them. They cut the door down. I'm like, this doesn't stop. How do I stay safe? And this is like Quag said, this is in the opening of the game. And like Quag is right. Like I would argue this is one of the most iconic openings to any game. This isn't new for 2025, but 20 years ago, this is unheard of. And then like Quag said, on a Nintendo platform, like this, yeah, it was like completely shocking. And for all the mistakes that Resident Evil 4 has, like Quag's not wrong. Like this was the blueprint for many over the shoulder shooting games. Like this was it. This was the first time that a big game did it in a popular mannerism. Like, yeah, I'll never forget it too, man. Good pick. Very surprised.
Thank you.
Agreed. It was a very good pick, and a very big surprise. Yeah. So, my number 4. So, if Final Fantasy VII turned me into a Japanese RPG fan, this game is what made me a Western RPG guy, and that would be Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic 1 on the Xbox.
Okay.
I knew this was there somewhere. I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Well, so it was one of those things where I didn't even really pay too much attention to the game because I didn't have an Xbox. Wasn't concerned with getting one. So Electronic Gaming Monthly, I subscribed to it. The issue came, and there were several good reviews in that particular issue, but those reviews for Knights of the Old Republic were just too great to resist getting that game. And I was just like, you know what? Because at this time I was still a Star Wars fan. I like RPGs. You're saying everything that sounds good to me. This sounds different from what I usually play. I'm gonna go ahead and buy an Xbox just for this, because that's how bad this game was talking to me.
Wow.
I was not disappointed. This game, the choices, the whole Star Wars universe, BioWare nailed it. And I had heard of BioWare before. My very first PC came with a copy of Baldur's Gate 2. I didn't know how to fucking play it. Baldur's Gate 2. I was like, no, I don't know how to play computer RPGs. This is too much for me.
Spreadsheet the game.
Yeah, it was too much for me. I was just, at that point in time, I was like, I'm a noob, and this is not working out. I tried it several times, and I was just like, I can't do this. But man, just they nailed the whole Star Wars vibe, man. And just HK-47, one of the greatest characters in the RPG of all time. The choices, the amazing twist at the end that I did not see coming whatsoever. And just getting a chance to sit there and do combat with lightsabers was just awesome. They didn't start you off; they kind of teased you with it, made you choose some classes, and let you build your way to becoming a Jedi or a Sith, depending on what you want to do. But it was just so much about that game, man. And like I said, interacting with your party members and getting them to kind of, you didn't instantly just get backstories from them. You had to work your way into having them tell you about your life or how they got to this point. And oh man, it was just a great experience. That's one of those games that is just like you can play it again and again, but it's never going to beat that first time that you play it. That twist there's just not too many twists in gaming that can just give you that feeling like that game did. Knights of the Old Republic. Like I said, choice-based games, that is what got me really on that path to where that is among my favorite kind of games. Choices, having party members that have backstories that are deep and developed. It's just great stuff. Yeah. BioWare killed that. One of the GOATs.
This has been on my list to get to. I've never played it
Same
for a
here.
long time. I picked it up just probably about a year ago, just for cheap on Xbox, and it's just been sitting there on my hard drive. And I look at it every once in a while, and I'm like, I don't know just yet. It just hasn't quite felt like the right time, but I do want to experience it at some point. I've got it on my list, my backlog list to try to tackle next year at some point.
Okay.
But
hey, May 4th. Yeah, start
May
it there.
4th. Maybe there you go.
Just
Wait for
saying.
the remake.
Yeah. The one that was
Cwag.
announced just the other
Too
night.
soon.
Yeah,
soon.
Saber brought it up not too long ago, a few
Oh,
weeks
that
ago,
one,
just to
yeah.
let you know, hey, we're still planning on making
sure-
this, guys.
I'm sure it'll be out
Sure.
soon, guys. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Never worry, 31st. Matt?
Who knew that was gonna be on your list? That I knew
Of
that had to
course.
show up somewhere.
Of course, man. There was
Yeah.
no way I couldn't put Knights of the Old Republic on there. I had to.
I know you love that game. Next game on my list. I'm a Sony guy. I'm a Nintendo guy, but I'm a Sony guy. But I'm also really into superheroes. So my fourth game is Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yes.
And I love this game. It's so near and dear to my heart because and to me, it is an example of like what's a first party Sony game. Pick up Miles Morales. This is exactly what most first party Sony games are going to be like. You're going to get a fantastic story that has emotional beats to it. It's going to be fun right out of the gate. Great action, great combat systems. And you don't have to think twice. Like, like for me, when you see PlayStation Studios, you're getting that seal of approval of a single player narrative game. Like Spider-Man, Miles Morales is that a shining example for that seal. Like that is exactly what you're gonna get. Even if you know nothing about it. You will have fun, you're gonna fall in love with the characters, you're gonna get emotional from the story, and you're gonna have a fantastic time. And it's a reasonable platinum trophy. Like it has everything that I want as
It does make
a
you
Sony
replay
pony.
the game though. That kind
That's
of
the only downside of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's the
didn't
only
mind.
downside.
I didn't mind.
For the platinum.
I didn't
You
mind.
for the
For the platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the platinum. I didn't mind because I don't want to go into too much length of why I like this more than Spider-Man 1, but Miles Morales is shorter.
Yes.
And I like that it was short. I felt like it was
Yeah.
tight, the narrative. Like I didn't feel like there's any blow to it. So I just whipped through, pun intended, for the second playthrough for the platinum. It wasn't that hard. But yeah, guys, like I'll never forget. And to me, like this was a PS5 launch title. I thought it was a super big deal that they were launching PS5. Like what's the lineup, right? And they announced Miles Morales. Like I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. Like I got emotional when I saw that teaser trailer because I had no idea it was coming. Even when the voice came on and it was like Peter's voice, and I'm like, is this Spider? I'm like, there's no way Spider-Man 2. Like there's not enough time. So in my head, I'm like, it's not a Spider-Man game. So why is Yuri talking? But then they're like, bam, Miles Morales, and I was like, oh my, like just jumping out of the chair. I'm like, I can't believe that they are launching PS5 with Miles Morales. I loved it, absolutely love it, and I love that Sony took a chance on it. Very special to me. But yeah, I wanted to find like there's obviously Uncharted, The Last of Us, which might have been more obvious choice, like Ghosts. Like, but I just feel like if I had to pick one that highlights Sony for PlayStation Studios, I feel like Miles Morales is one of the shining examples of like this is what you're gonna get Don't think twice. Pick it up. You will have fun. Yeah, absolutely love it. And Spider-Man 2's in the backlog. And Ron's told me, like, if I love Miles this much, I will thoroughly enjoy Spider-Man 2. I just
man.
gotta figure out where to put it up.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
Spider-Man 2 in 2026.
You haven't played it. You haven't played it, right, Cwag? We got
No, it's
Cwag.
like $48 right now. I'm trying to see if it gets a little cheaper.
Yeah, you can wait. I think I picked it up for 40. Yeah, you can wait, but yeah, like 2026. I got Fat and Kaidos. I got Claire 33. I got Persona 3. I got Silent. Like
you gotta load it. You gotta load it 2026.
Too many bros.
Discussion's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for 2026. But like, yeah, I really feel like I need to play Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is fantastic.
Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's my number 4. Loved it.
Great game. I played it this year and loved it.
Yeah, nice pick, man. Nice pick.
Very good. Spider-Man almost made my list, to be honest, because
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
I probably, if I was going to go one, I probably would have went 2018, just because I've been such a big Spider-Man fan my whole life. I've, in the last, it's been a little while now, probably, I don't know, about 5 years. I'm keeping up with the comics, Amazing Spider-Man comics, and like I get them every time a new one's out. I get it, and yeah, Spider-Man's my guy. So that's my superhero is Spider-Man. So I was close. I almost close to picking Spider-Man, but I didn't go that route. I'm gonna pick another indie for mine. So I picked a lot of narrative focused games, or at least games that have really, really strong narratives. This one, I wouldn't say has a strong narrative, but it is in a genre that I absolutely adore. It had to be on my list in some way, shape, or form. That's 2D Metroidvanias. The one that I went with is going to surprise you. I know Ron's, he's got the wheels turning. It's not what you think, Ron. I'm going to say Guacamelee is
the one I didn't see that coming.
I did not see that one coming at all.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, and the reason why I went with Guacamelee, I love Drinkbox. They are probably my favorite indie developer. So that's one. I think Guacamelee, the first Guacamelee, is perfection. Love the game. The combat, the platforming, the exploration is perfect. But also, kind of in going with my theme of speaking to something outside of gaming, I love Mexico, Latin America. My wife and I have done a lot of travel in that region. We've been to Mexico. We spent like a few weeks in Guatemala learning Spanish and traveling around there. It's been a while now since we've done that, but been to Colombia. We got married in Costa Rica. So like that part of the world is really kind of special to us and important to us. And so kind of getting a lot of that, obviously Guacamelee is very Mexican kind of influence, right? It's the Mexican wrestlers, and it's a very funny kind of comedic story. It's not super deep, but it has that Latin music and kind of the bright colors, and just it gives you a real it's got a real vibe to it, despite being a Canadian developer, by the way. But
cool.
Yeah, like I don't know it. They're based right where you are, Matt. The Drinkbox's Toronto studio. Yeah.
They're your neighbors. Go say hey.
Yeah, you should go stop by.
I could.
Yeah,
I could.
So yeah, Guacamelee. Excellent game. Ron, have you played it? I know we've talked about it before. I can't remember if you played it.
I haven't. I have never played, but you know how I am.
You took it off the wheel. I think that's what you had said.
Yeah,
you removed it from the wheel.
I'm always cool with putting stuff back, but you know how I am with Metroidvanias. It's very 50-50 on if I'm going to enjoy them or not.
Yeah,
but I have not wrote that off.
I own it. I haven't played it. I either got it from Mr. Sweeney or Amazon Prime Gaming. But I'll have to check. I may have to check it out. Maybe I have to move it up the list.
Yeah, it's a good one. The sequel is excellent as well. A little bit longer.
Yeah, I did not see that.
Not quite as tight. Yep.
Nice. All right. Well, I think it's rounding back around to me. So I guess paint you another picture, because I just like painting pictures tonight. I grew up in a Nintendo household. Basically, my parents didn't like that Genesis, had Mortal Kombat with blood, right? So I had the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, and I enjoyed it. But, I would go to friends' houses and would play some of the more, I guess, debauchery type games, right? So I had a buddy, I believe it was on the original PlayStation, Grand Theft Auto 2. And then had another buddy with a PlayStation 2. Got to play Grand Theft Auto 3. Got to play Vice City and San Andreas. And as you guys can imagine, especially the PS2 Grand Theft Autos, they're pretty long. So I would never actually had a chance to actually play through them, not owning it, right? So
Right.
Cwaggy got a little bit older, and I kind of moved away from Nintendo. I had the Xbox 360, and I had the very exciting moment of being able to go to the midnight launch of Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh,
Yes.
I will not say
Surprised.
that Grand Theft Auto 4 is my favorite Grand Theft Auto. However, I feel like it is my entry point into just loving Rockstar's open worlds. I don't think anyone does open world better than Rockstar. Guys, I don't know if I got the 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score, but I feel like I did everything you could in that game. I was
Wow.
on GameFAQs with the guide actually getting all of the flying pigeons or the flying rats. I can't remember what they call them in that game. And there's like 200 or 300 or something insane like that. I mean, I was doing everything, doing all the jumps, of course, trying to, max out all the missions. I mean, it was just something, it was like probably one of the first games that I was just like fully engrossed in, like, I have to do everything in this game. And then actually, I probably maybe spoke a little too soon, but like, actually had great DLC for that as well. Like if anyone's not played the Ballad of Gay Tony in particular, I mean, that is some peak DLC right there. I still probably would say that probably again just because it's the newest one, but I do probably still enjoy 5 the most. But really 4 was my entry point into getting really into the series. And actually after playing 4, I'm just going. Apparently every store I walk into closes down because I went into a Circuit City. If you guys know what that is.
I do. I remember that.
And I found a Xbox original, like the OG Xbox collection of the trilogy. So I picked up 3 Vice City and San Andreas for $10.
Yes.
Big steal, right? And I have, since then played through 3. Played through Vice City and played through San Andreas. So, that's why I am in the Grand Theft Auto 6 waiting room. I'm not sure if we're going to actually get it next year, but I am going to do everything I can to play that day one whenever it does come out. And if that means I have to buy a console, I guess I'm doing it.
All right, man. All right.
So, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Nice pick. A lot of people sit there and take a dump on Grand Theft Auto 4, man. But to me, that's among the best out of that series. 4 was great. Nice pick, man.
You're tempting me to like revisit it. Like the only Grand Theft Auto game that I abandoned. Like I never finished it.
What? Why'd you abandon it?
Yeah. My first one was Vice City. Loved it. Loved San Andreas. Tried 4. Don't remember what happened. Abandoned it. Loved 5. If I recall correctly, I either borrowed 4 from a friend or rented it. I don't remember what it was, but I had it for a short amount of time, and I recall playing something else on my PS3 at the same time. So that could have been it.
That may have
and
been the problem.
You guys correct me if I'm wrong. The opening in GTA 4, there's no humor, right? Like it's a
dark and gritty game
setup.
for the most part, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is why then. I thank you very much. Okay, that helped. No, it really does, because when I'm thinking about Vice City. And to be fair, like I wouldn't say it's an inherently funny game, but to me, it's my first time playing GTA, so I thought it was funny to steal a car from someone and to punch them in the face and run off. I thought it was so funny. And then in San Andreas, I thought it was hilarious to wear the same clothes, and girls would be like, "It must be laundry day," and I'm like, "Hey, I like these clothes. What's with this?" So, I guess when I played 4, and it sounds like I wasn't misunderstanding the game. It didn't have as much like blatant humor, correct?
Yeah, there was
probably
humor
the more
there.
serious.
Yeah. There's humor there, but it was definitely more serious. Yeah.
Okay, so that might have been what thrown me off, and I think in my mind I'm always like, and Marcus, we talked about this. Like when I played Red Dead 1 for the first time, I'm like, where's the humor? Why isn't this funny? Right? Because it's a Western. It's not that type of game. So I think. I'm not saying I'm going to pick it up anytime soon, but like I'm open to revisiting it with a different mindset of not necessarily looking for, Rockstar humor like that's in your face, and maybe I just need
Yeah.
to give another try.
Grand Theft Auto 4 is pretty much what put Rockstar on that path of where their narratives kind of started getting, I don't want to say more serious, but it kind of had a different tone than what 3 and Vice City and San Andreas had. So that's what you get out of that was kind of Rockstar kind of turning for that new where they're at now. So I can understand if you were looking for what 3 and Vice City and San Andreas did, and 4 kind of putting you off of that, because 4 was a dark and gritty story, man. So that's understandable.
I thought it was so funny in San Andreas that you could work out and get big, and then some girls would be so turned off by it. And then if I went the other way and got super fat, they'd be like, "Nope, we don't want that." I thought it was so funny that you could do all these same thing, changing your hair, and like some girls liked it, some girls. I thought it was so funny that they added so much details to something that's not even important to the main story. I thought it was so funny. I love San Andreas. Yeah.
Nice pick, man. Cwag, God, man. Like I said, 4. A lot of people don't give 4 props, man, but 4 is one of the best in the series. So nice pick, man.
Okay.
So my last number 5 is going to be Prey 2017.
Oh.
Arcane at the peak of their powers. This game defines me. I love immersive sims. I love the Dishonored franchise, but to me, Prey, it's everything that I love about sci-fi stuff. Immersive sims. Prey was just, it starts off and it immediately starts to intrigue you. I'm not going to spoil that first part of the game, but for anybody who has played it, they know that in that apartment, when everything goes sideways and you immediately like, this is not going to be what you think it's going to be. The game kind of just starts off wild with the alternative history. A failed assassination attempt on JFK. He gets heavy into the space program. We get into Cold War stuff, building bases out in space, and the ball just gets rolling from there. The story is just so great. The gameplay, having to decide on if you're going to try to remain as human as possible, or if you're going to sit there and use Typhon abilities to battle everything that you run into on this base. Mainly for the fact if you sit there and get too many Typhon abilities, the base is going to turn against you because they're going to think that you're an alien, so you're taking on the defenses of that base, and also, of course, the enemies there. You have to find a balance, or you're just going to have to sit there and just pick a side of what you want to be on. You got crazy enemies. The mimics, you never know what what you're going to run into. I would constantly walk into a room and I would just start swinging my wrench around because you didn't know if it was a chair or if it's a cup. It was just so great. The weapons were super cool. The glue gun was amazing. You could use it for enemies or you could use it for exploration. So it's amazing that I'm not the biggest fan of Metroidvanias anymore, but Prey was pretty much that. You get an ability, you get the glue gun, you can go back to certain areas, find new things, and it's just that is the Arcane that I miss. After Prey, it's like I'm not sure what in the world happened. I know they kind of divided, and one base was in France, I think, and one stayed in Texas, or what happened there. But Prey is just Arcane's like gem, and not enough people played it, not enough people bought it. And Prey is just great. If you enjoy Dishonored, if you like sci-fi stuff, it's a very even the look of it is just so retro and futuristic at the same time. And that ending is another one of those games where if you have a twist that just nails everything that you've been experiencing in that game, you don't see it coming. And that's another game that has one of the best twists in gaming for me. Prey 2017 is another game that defines me. It is everything that game is me. Exploration, sci-fi stuff. Just a great game. I love that game.
Nice. I have it on the list. I need to move it up.
Prey is great, man.
I loaded this up. I think we talked about this, Ron. I loaded it up for about an hour last year at some point. I just wasn't in the mood for that style of game. I didn't dislike what I played, but I just wasn't in the mood for that type of game at that moment.
You have to be in the mood for it, because even when I first started it, I can't remember what I was playing at the same time I was playing that, and I almost ended up dropping it. But then something, I don't know what it was exactly, where it just kind of just clicked all of a sudden, and after that, it was just we were just rolling at that point. So I get that.
Yeah, I'd certainly be open to going back, and your pitch has made me maybe bump up the list a little bit.
I don't think you'll be disappointed with that one, Marcus. Yeah. Especially with you being a history guy. There's a lot there, man.
Okay, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about the history. I was like, that sounds like Marcus would like this game.
Yeah. I think Marcus would love that.
Prey in 2026, bros.
There you go.
Wow,
go for
it. So much time. 2026 is stacked, guys. My God.
Go for it.
Oh man. All right. Last game on my list, because for me, when we talked about this topic, I was thinking about games that describe what genres I'm into, and I really want to avoid games that are in my top 5 goats. But I do like indie games. I don't like them as much as other people do, but there are some indie games. There are indie games that I like, and I do like giving them a chance because I do feel like they offer something different and unique. And when I think about an indie game that also encapsulates something else I like about video games, that's emotional weight, To the Moon is what comes up to mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Great one.
It's not in my top 5 of all time, and I'm not throwing shade at it. But in terms of like a game that is like the definition of an indie game, because this game was what, Marcus? I think, did I not guest on Tiny Game Chronicles for this one? I did.
Have you forgotten? Right? Yeah. Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
We talked about this earlier this year. Yes. On Tiny Game Chronicles.
It was made in it was the RPG Maker engine or something like that. That's like open source. Like, does it get more indie? I think it's like a team of 4. I can't remember what it is. Very simple. Like, the gameplay is just it's a visual novel. Like, you're walking around, mostly talking. There's a few puzzles in terms of like which items to pick up and to show. And I think what I really liked about To the Moon is the fact that the story isn't linear. Like, it's almost like in a fractured way where you kind of have to piece the puzzles as you're going back. And I love stories like that, like stuff like
I do too.
Where you're not really sure. Yeah, you're not really sure like what's happening in terms of timelines. I enjoyed that aspect of the mystery of it, but the emotional weight, like when you finally get close to the end and you're like, oh, this is why people are the way they are, right? Because if not gonna spoil this story, but you're kind of going back in time to learn about this elderly gentleman. So you're kind of starting at where he is now, and you're kind of slowly working your way back. And as you do that process, you learn like, oh, this is why he is the way he is, and it's tragic. And what I want, and I picked To the Moon not only because it's an indie game, made me cry. I like games that make me cry.
That shit had me in tears.
Yeah. Yep. I like games that just give me that hits me in the feels, man. Like, I think it's just such a beautiful thing that an art form can evoke such a strong emotion that makes me cry. Like, it's just amazing that it can do that. And To the Moon does it phenomenally. Surprise, surprise. It's a lot of reading, but that's how good the writing has, right? I was engaged the entire time. Played it again, like I said, to be a guest on Tiny Game Chronicles, and loved it even the second time. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, again, gameplay mechanics, it's not much to it, but amazing story, beautiful soundtrack. Like AAA games are great, but indie games also offer something special. Sometimes
sure do.
Less is more, right?
Wow. Got Matt to read. Put that on the box.
Just saying, that right there should show the power of To the Moon. People should play that game.
That should be like in the review. Like, got Matt to read. And it's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice pick, man. Great pick.
Love that game.
Thank you.
Yeah, I struggled with the gameplay. I mean, people can maybe go and find the Tiny Game Chronicles episode to hear my full thoughts. But yeah, the story is phenomenal. I will agree that the story is very good in that game. So any quibbles you have with gameplay, I think you're probably still going to get something out of that story. So
yeah.
Okay, so my fifth and final one is a game, I guess maybe technical, or like it is an indie game, although I kind of think it fits more in the AA space. And this is a game that I played again for the second time this year, also for Tiny Game Chronicles, Jadusart. And the reason that I
was expecting this one.
Yeah,
I played it twice. Oh,
I had played it before, and we knew that our other good friend Fulia was on that episode with us, and she was a big fan of the game. I think she had just finished it, so we decided to get her on. And I've been bugging Michael to play it for a while. I love Jusant, and Jusant is great for a lot of different ways. I know it didn't vibe with Ron. He didn't like the mechanics, so it can be maybe a little clunky. I'll give him that. But the story, it didn't. The clunky mechanics didn't bother me in this situation too much. But the story, it's a wordless story. You're kind of like climbing this big mountain in I don't know, a foreign world, almost kind of post-apocalyptic, but it's not Earth, right? This is a bit of a fantasy style world, and you're learning about the people that lived here before. But the connection that I have to my real life is well, at least before we had our son, Lindsay and I used to do a lot of climbing, and I love mountain climbing. We've done climbs all over the world, some big ones too. You know, Kilimanjaro. It's pretty non-technical. It's basically just a hike up a mountain, but you know, some more technical stuff, almost kind of like to what you're doing in Jusant. So, like, I love anything that kind of gives me that experience, especially now that I haven't really had an opportunity since we've had Miles to be able to get out to the mountains and do those types of climbs in these last, 4 or 5 years. So, Jusant, it hits a lot of buttons. It kind of gives me that climbing kind of maybe memory or nostalgia for doing that ourselves. But also, it is a really great game that tells a really great story. It feels indie-ish, and yeah, I love it.
All right, man.
I like it. Nice
I wouldn't
pick.
have guessed that'd be on your list.
I was
do
expecting
like the
Citizen
game.
Sleeper. I was expecting Citizen Sleeper to sneak in there.
So was I.
Yeah. It was Citizen Sleeper was one of the bigger ones for sure, but kind of on my list of 10 or 12, but I did end up cutting it.
Oh yeah, I had so many to have to cut it down. Getting down to 5 was hard.
It was.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of 5th, I'll do my final one. This will probably be my most predictable one, as I don't have many games that I have 2,000 hours on Steam. But
Rocket League. Yep, I knew it was going to be on here somewhere.
Yeah.
So, I played soccer for 14 years. I mentioned earlier. I thoroughly enjoy the sport. Obviously, still love coaching my daughter in soccer. Honestly, like, I've even played FIFA, like, back in the 64, I think I had like FIFA 98, and I did pick
you
up.
really?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
How
yeah, I
was
love that
it?
game. Oh, back then it was great. I mean, it probably looks pretty rough now. But yeah, I actually picked up like FIFA 23 a couple years ago for the Switch. Probably not the best version of that one, but still really love soccer. But I would still argue that Rocket League is the closest, game that you're going to get that actually plays like soccer, even compared to like FIFA. I mean, you're pressing A to pass, but this game you actually got to like use the physics to actually pass the ball, to shoot the ball.
Right.
I mean, you're going off the wall. I mean, it's just a blast. Like, it was like all I played. I think I bought the game a month after it came out in like 2015, and I basically didn't stop till like COVID. I think. I mean, I was like, that was like all I played. Like, honestly, a lot of these games that I'm now playing, it's probably playing for catch up because I was playing Rocket League the whole time when those
it was a fun
things
game
come out.
I've never played it.
Yeah.
Never even played
Rocket
it once.
Really?
If it hadn't been free on PlayStation, I don't know if I ever would have touched it. But I decided to try it. Yeah, I decided to try it because everybody was talking about it. It was free on PS Plus. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. And I enjoyed the hell out of that game.
It's fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But you were an early adopter, Cwag? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
Actually, I had a buddy that he was like notorious for buying a game and playing it for a month. So a lot of times I would not bother doing that. But I'm glad that I did. He quit after a month, but I kept playing for years and years and years. But actually, a fun little documentary. If you guys know No Clip, I know they're a pretty popular YouTube channel. They had a very interesting documentary about Rocket League because it was one of those things that, they blew up because of the whole, free on PS Plus, right?
Yeah.
And they're talking about like this guy, having to like hit a button to reset the servers ever so often because basically PS Plus was like imploding because I had so many people trying to get on and play. So I think it's one of those games that it is hard to convince people to buy it, which is I think now why it's free to play. But it's one of those things that once you try it, not saying that everyone's going to like it, but you do have to kind of try it to figure out if you're actually
that
going
PS
to
Plus
like it.
move
It's hard
was a very good job with them because, like I said, I don't think I ever would have bothered playing it if it hadn't been free. But everybody was talking about it, and so yeah, man. There's not too many people I don't know that at least tried Rocket League, so that says a lot. Marcus,
We learned something new today.
Yeah.
Marcus being that one person, maybe.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice, Cwag.
All right.
Nice.
Well, it was fun, guys. So let's shift into the next topic of the show, or at least thing we want to get into in the show. So let's check about what's in your orbit. What are you playing? Matt, what have you been playing?
All right. It's been a while, but yeah, I did roll credits on Pikmin 4. I'm not going to go
Congrats.
Let's go.
further into it here because if you didn't know, did a whole episode BFAM Classified with good friend of the show Antic. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Pikmin 4, check out that episode. So because I finished Pikmin 4, I did start Mario Luigi Brothership. Played a little bit, so I'm not fully into it. So there's not much for me to share because I think I'm maybe like less than 4 hours. Flashy, great RPG mechanics, love it. I was telling Ron though, the only thing I have a gripe with, and maybe I'll be eating my words later, the game's not hard. And I'm like, come on, like I can do the timed mechanics like with my eyes closed. Like I haven't had to use a healing item at all. But again, maybe I'll eat my words later.
Story Mode King is offended. Look at this.
I am. Come on. Why you give me all these mushrooms if I don't have to use them? Like, come on. Like, jeez. Like I don't have to heal it ever. Like, anyways, maybe it'll get harder later. We'll see. Enjoying it so far. Still haven't finished Final Fantasy 16, but
You're
I think
almost
I'm
there.
getting there.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting there, but yeah, like I don't know when it clicked like really hard, but I think it maybe during some of the hunts, like just really, I love the combat. Okay, I'm really enjoying it. I picked up spoiler alert, picked up another icon, Bahamut.
That's right.
Part of my rotation.
Bahamut's the truth.
Oh yeah, I told
I
Ron,
regret
I was like,
not testing that one.
I love using Bahamut, guys. Like he is so OP. Like I reset some of my other icons. I'm like, you know what? Not even gonna bother using you. Forget it. No more win. Give me back my points because I'm gonna max out Bahamut, like that Giga Flare, which is like a piercing laser beam. It just eats. You just watching their health bar just go like this, just going down. It is so satisfying.
It
so
is.
Anyways, making good progress in Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, and like I said, I'm enjoying the mechanics enough that I'm doing the hunts, the side quests I talked about last episode. I love that you can just zip through. So I'm doing all of whatever's available and easy. I'm just doing all of it, even though I could probably mainline it. I'm like, no, I love the combat. It is bona fide fun. Like I'm really enjoying it. But that's what's been my orbit these last few weeks.
Not an RPG though.
Not an RPG.
Not an RPG,
No.
and that's
okay.
It's not okay.
Oh man!
Awesome,
Nice.
Matt. Well, Ron, what have you been playing?
I beat Final Fantasy 16 since the
let's
last
go.
show. Yeah, everything that I said about it still stands. Matt, he covered it well. The combat, great shit, great. I loved every minute of it, especially once I got all the icons. I just was switching up, man. The hunts toward the end, the side stories, everything was just clicking on all cylinders. That game is great. That game is great. I hate that people sit there and kind of abandon it because it wasn't a Final Fantasy game in their eyes. I know some people didn't jive with the fact that, it wasn't turn-based, wasn't Final Fantasy. I wish people would have just found a way to kind of get past that and just see what the game was, man. The story is great. The soundtrack, Cwag is a badass.
Oh, that soundtrack slaps
That
hard.
soundtrack is great shit.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It's so good.
Ron, did you see that PowerPoint though? That one shareholder was not happy with all the negative comments about Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah,
though.
well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Fans, Final Fantasy fans especially, they're very finicky. But
They are very finicky.
They are very finicky. They are. But yeah, man, I enjoyed every minute of Final Fantasy 16. Everything that Matt has said is great. I platinumed the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Such a
Stanley
shocker.
Parable's
I
okay.
can't believe you did that. Okay,
Stanley
that's right.
Parable's okay.
That was okay.
Well, Ron, how'd you do that?
Well, that last one where you had to play on Tuesdays, I wasn't going to
Yeah.
wait to get that out of the way. So I sit there and did the old thing of just leave it on at 12:01, and I sit there and just let it ride all the way out. Took a little sleep, woke up in the morning, left the PlayStation on, let it ride out.
Nicely done.
That is probably one of the most obnoxious trophies I think I've ever gotten in my life. That whole play on Tuesday thing for 24 hours, that is craziness. But whatever.
Things y'all do for trophies, man.
Well,
Wasn't
I
there-
wasn't
wasn't there
that
a tro-
thing to stop me.
Okay.
Wasn't there a trophy that you had to play like 10 years apart or something
Yeah,
like that?
which
Yeah.
once again,
You just set the
how-
clock and
Yeah, just set the clock. Nobody's gonna go back to that in 10
yeah,
years.
yeah.
I know a lot of people love Stanley Parable. I know a lot of people thought that it was just this great
There are? People love this
mind-bending,
They do?
genre setting. I'm sorry.
There's dozens of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Stanley Parable is just okay. After you get to that first 15 minutes of the game, you really have seen everything that you have to see from that. I'm not saying that the narrator didn't have his points where it was pretty funny, but
Fair.
after a while, you see everything that you have to see in this game in a 30-minute setting. I don't know why this game was goated by some people. Game of the year all over the place when it first came out. I do not.
Are you
feel the same.
serious?
Yeah, man.
People said that about this
That
game?
was the reason why
Game
I tried
of
it
the
back
year.
when it first released on PC.
People
I
love
played
this
it.
game.
I played it then.
It's,
Love.
I find the Stanley Parable one of the most obnoxious games I've ever
Yeah, it's
played.
an
I
obnoxious game in
despise the
its
Stanley
entirety.
Parable. Yeah.
Yeah.
People
I
loved
mean,
it.
if you don't vibe with the humor of Stanley Parable, which I did not, I thought that the narrator was a fucking asshole. Like, fuck off.
The game's a troll. It's a trolling experience.
Yes,
He trolls
yeah.
you.
It is a trolling
Yeah.
experience. You ain't lying.
Yeah.
You
It
ain't
is.
lying. I don't know why. I don't know why that was on so many Game of the Year lists when it first released on PC. But like I said, it was okay. I didn't hate it, but it is not. It is not a S tier experience whatsoever.
Definitely not.
And then I am currently playing Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
Ooh.
Everybody knows how I am with Metroidvanias. I'm very 50-50 on them. This is a really good game. I have not
Okay.
seen yet why people had it
Okay.
on as Game of the Year for them, or why it's
Okay.
great for some people. But it is really good. But I'm not done. PlayStation says I have 80%. I'm at 80%. So we're gonna see where it goes in the last finals. But I am having a good time with it. So we'll see. There's a
And
lot
how
of
far?
many
in?
hours
Like,
you've
how
been playing?
much time so far?
Yeah.
I want to say maybe 20 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to say maybe 20 hours.
Yeah.
I have
not
not
bad.
made my mind if I'm going to go for the platinum yet. Some of that platform is tough.
Yeah.
But we're going to see. It's a challenging game, but I am enjoying it.
I've been kind of interested, but I'm not the biggest 2D person. Like, I did play Metroid Dread. That was probably the last 2D, like, Metroidvania, I guess I played. And I did like it, but I didn't also really feel itching to, like, want to play another one. So, I
And
don't
that's
know.
the way I
where I'm
was
just
with
kinda
Lost
like,
Crown. Everybody kept talking about it, but it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? Once again, friend of the show, Max, best friend. We were talking about Metroidvanias, and I was like, you know what? I have Lost Crown. I know people, Croco Kyle, quite a few other people was like, yeah, Lost Crown is great. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. But like I said, it is really good. I cannot sit there and say that it's not a really good game.
I need to figure out this Max guy's contact info.
Hashtag
Maybe I can get him to
influencer.
say, like, hey, tell Ron to play Xenoblade 2.
If
Hmm.
Max is not a fan of Xenoblade, though, so he would never say that. As a matter of fact, he hates it, but
Oh,
he likes
wow.
bacon kaitos. Yeah, he hates Xenoblade.
Bud likes, but that's fascinating. That
Yeah.
really is
Yeah.
interesting.
All right. Is it back to me? No. Yes.
Sure.
No.
See,
Does it matter?
go for
for
it.
No, Matt, it's no, I'm already lost now. So you can tell how long we've been going for almost 2 hours and I'm already messed up.
It's all good.
It's between
All right, well,
you
you know
and
what?
Marcus.
Well, yeah, Marcus, you go ahead.
Okay, I can go ahead. I've played a bunch of tiny, short indie games, so I maybe quickly run down those, all for the show. So Far Lone Sales, I was just about to start that. It wasn't as much the altars as it is more of a kind of a Limbo Inside style experience. which is not bad, just not quite what I was expecting. But very good game. Another one was Kabuto Park, which is a creature collecting game. Very charming, very cozy. About 2.5 hours. And kind of had a really unique, I would say, like card-based RPG style battling system, which is actually quite fun. So I'd give that a recommend if that sounds interesting. Then the probably the low bar of the group here, Karimara. As Matt is well aware, I did not do very well with this game because I did not own a mouse, and this game is a keyboard and mouse game. Did not play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great episode to listen to.
It really was. I was like, no mouse. I'm like, how do you play this?
Yeah, that was wild.
Well, you can't. Is the answer. So I watched most of that game. But it does have some. I think there's a lot to like about Karimara. Pretty cool narrative. The gameplay mechanics were not really so much for me. Kind of traditional point and click ish. And again, keyboard and mouse controls. So you do really need a mouse. It doesn't work on the Steam Deck, which I wasn't aware of. Kind of going in.
Does it work with the trackpad?
Well, yeah, but that's even worse. Like the trackpad on the Steam Deck is even worse than the trackpad on my laptop. Yeah,
I gotcha.
And then the other one that we've just played, we just recorded our episode on this, so it isn't even out yet. But maybe to spoil my thoughts, played Ooh, I guess is how you pronounce it. Michael pronounces it slightly differently. It's a very cool little puzzle platformer. And
I'm out.
Uses
puzzle platformer.
I know, dude. Maybe listen when you hear the episode. Maybe it will have convinced you, because I think that this is a type of game that people that maybe don't typically jive with puzzle platformers. This is the way in, because this game does a phenomenal job at teaching the player how to solve the puzzles and make you feel really, really smart. I struggle with puzzles, as you guys know, in games. I had to look up, I want to say 3 or 4 over the course of the game, which is quite low relative to the amount that there are in the game. This game is just so exceptional at teaching the player what it wants you to do. And it's really, really cool. Big nice. Recommend for Ooh. What else? I finished Far Cry 6. Enjoyed it. The game is too big. I mean, complaints, the criticisms are the same. I think this is the second best Far Cry. I'm going to say it right now.
Okay.
So Far Cry 3 still would be the top one, but Far Cry 6, a good story. Probably this is my hot take for the episode. Maybe the best villain of the series.
Boss?
God. What?
Disagree, Ron?
Hell yes, I do.
I like Voss, but I think that Far Cry 6, Gus from Breaking Bad, he's excellent. And I really enjoyed Far Cry. Again, it's too big. I basically mainlined the game, spent almost 40 hours doing just that, really. So
just a mainline.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the next game I'm going to talk about, this game, we're probably going to be talking about this maybe the next episode. Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. This game is exceptional. It's very, very good. So if you like kind of that 2D Zelda style game, these Metroidvania, top-down Metroidvanias, this is really good. And I don't think enough people... It's been getting some flowers, I would say, some of this indie game of the year kind of discussion. Not enough people are talking about this game. It is very, very, very good.
I knew you would like that one. When I was talking on Open Critic, I was like, this Marcus is going to be all over this.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. And then I guess last is, I've already mentioned it, but I am playing through Witcher 3's DLC, Blood and Wine. So report back on that next episode. But so far, very good. Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Cwag, you are up next now.
Yeah. Thank you. I think I'm back on track
you
now.
Got this.
So yes, it is. So I do want to talk about an indie game that I've really been enjoying.
Yes.
What?
I've rolled credits on Neon White.
Okay.
I thought it was
an
indie game.
Must be nice.
Okay.
Guys, I love going fast.
Hmm.
I've realized that, trying to, you complete a level, a lot of these levels in Neon White are so short, right? So like I'll get like a bronze medal for like getting a 35-second, run, and then I can do it again and get it down to like maybe 25 to 23. It's addicting to just like shave off a few seconds like that. And I think with having the levels as short as they are, and with how fast the game plays, I'm almost like, makes me think of like Sonic on the Genesis. I just love going fast.
Mhm.
And if I probably have any criticism, like towards the end, like instead of these levels being like 25 seconds long, like some of them are actually multiple minutes. And I didn't feel as encouraged to replay it because like some of the earlier levels, like I was like really insistent, like I might play that same level like 10, 15 times,
Yep.
but it doesn't take that much time, right? Because it's like 30 seconds to run. But when they start getting like, okay, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, I'm like, oof, like, I beat it. I'm just gonna move on to the next one, right? Um, and Matt, like I think you mentioned you got to the very last level, right? And you couldn't beat it. Is that right?
It's like you said, Cwag. Like, this is stressful. You want me to race through this 3 minutes? You want my heart to explode if I have to do this again? If I screw up? Come on. And like,
Well,
I played on the baked potato. All right,
yeah.
maybe it's better
Oh, okay.
with mouse
Yeah.
and keyboard. I don't know.
Jesus.
But yeah, I played there, and like Quag says, like, yeah, he's not wrong. It is very addictive to go back and want to beat your score, right? And it is fun in that sense. But my biggest gripe and why I abandoned the game at the last minute is because there's no accessibility, and I could not get
Yeah.
past. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Quag. Like, yes, you can get bronze medals, but you do need X amount of points to unlock the next level or something, right? Like, you can't just only
Gatekeeps
get
you.
bronze
Oh.
medals, right? Yeah, it
Correct.
gatekeeps you,
So
right?
yeah,
So
you can get the bronze medal and technically finish the level, but yeah, for you to be able to like unlock new missions, like typically you get like a higher neon rank, and I think for you to like unlock the next neon rank, you have to at least get the gold medal. You don't have to necessarily get like the S tier or the ace.
Yeah.
Yep. No, thank
But yeah,
you.
you're right.
Multi-pass.
You can't beat the game by getting all bronze medal. It will lock you out.
I got locked out, and I'm
Yes.
like, nope. My heart's gonna explode. I can't keep doing this for 5 minutes. Hands are sweating. I'm ready to break the Joy Cons from like trying to do precision jumping for that many minutes straight. So I couldn't do it.
When you say your heart, is that the character, or is that literally your heart? Are you talking
Me,
about
my
Okay.
heart. It's Marcus. It's stressful. I'm doing 3 minutes, and I can't make any mistakes. Like, or then you gotta do this all over again. Like, come on, I'm an old man. Come on.
You're not that
Games are
old.
supposed to be fun, not stressful.
But Matt, if I can give you some flowers, so I did predominantly play this on my desktop because to me this is a mouse and keyboard game. I did download
It
it
is.
on my Steam Deck. I don't know how anyone plays this game with a controller. This game
really?
is like Dark Souls, or at least I'd imagine. I haven't played Dark Souls. This game on a controller is Dark Souls. Like I don't know how
Damn.
people do it. Like I mean, there might be people out there that maybe just can jive with the controller a lot better, but there's no way I would have beaten this game with the controller. I had to have used mouse and keyboard to finish it, and I did.
Handheld mode.
Like I
That's why I
uninstalled it
played
from
it.
my Steam Deck
For that
just
reason, I'm out.
because.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not playing it then. The
I'm
trackpad.
surprised it took you this long. No way. They were talking about gatekeeping. Nah. No thanks.
But yeah, great game. Like I actually did enjoy the story too, and I actually do still have it installed on my desktop
Story. Wait a minute.
because
Matt, you lied to me.
Yeah.
You told me there wasn't a story here.
there's a story.
said
No,
it was
he
fine.
skipped all
I
the
said
cutscenes. I'm
it's-
sure.
It's fine. The story is fine. It's nothing exceptional, but it's not bad. But
It's not The
listen,
Last of Us, but it's still enjoyable.
that's
Is it better
a
than
very
Last of Us
good
Part
accurate
2 at least?
description.
Yeah. That might
Well, I
Impossible.
don't know. I can't answer that part yet.
You'll find out soon.
So I really enjoyed Neon White. Like, yeah, there's actually what I was saying is that there's ways to unlock like new memories by getting like all the like each level has
Right.
like a collectible type thing. So I didn't get all the collectibles. Some of them you couldn't even find, so I might have to get a guide. So I might go back to it and try to unlock those to get like the I guess there's like a good ending, bad ending. So technically, I think I got the bad ending, but
Okay.
So next game I played Resident Evil 3 and rolled credits on the remake.
Yes, yes, you did.
Guys, like It's been a minute since I played a Resident Evil game. I played Resident Evil 2 remake like at launch, so in like 2019, and I really enjoyed it. I think I did get kind of scared away from getting 3 because I was told that it was not, it was still good, but probably not worth like the $60 type thing. But picked it up on sale. I think it might have been $10. And I'd say it was definitely well worth that. It definitely is more of your actiony, like kind of similar to probably I'd say Resident Evil 4, which I think actually made me enjoy it more. I think prefer that more action oriented. I was a little surprised about like how many zombies they throw at you and like how much ammo you get, because I feel like I'm remembering Resident Evil 2 like where it's like you almost tried not to shoot stuff because you would run out of ammo. But this one, it seems like they just like give you ammo left and right. If I had any complaints, and this might be a hot take, but I think Nemesis is kind of lame.
Not a hot take. A lot of people feel that way.
A lot of people do.
Feel that you got nerfed. That's not a hot take. Nope.
And I didn't play the original, so I don't know if it's the same. But like any I didn't really like the sections where you had to run away from him. There's actually a few instances that like I felt like I was sprinting, but he was still catching up to me. So I'm like, I don't know if it's like RNG, like if it's just sometimes he's gonna kill you no matter what. Like I couldn't figure out what I was doing, so I would just reload the save, and I guess like he didn't run as fast the next time. It was just kind of weird, and there's a few areas that you kind of get into an arena with him and try to fight him. It's like those are the parts I did not like. But when it's just me in the streets and shooting zombies, I had a blast.
Okay, I'm surprised that you said that's very interesting that you never played the OG and you still didn't like it. But yeah, you can only imagine how OG fans feel because he's much more, he terrorizes you more in the OG. And the remake, he is nerfed in that sense. And like you said, it's an action game. You get all this ammo and you're OP. Jill Valentine, like you're dodging like Muhammad Ali. That's it. You just dodge and just sit by them. And then Carlos, my guy, punching people like Chris Redfield. Like it is a action game. It is satisfying.
Well, yeah, and actually, Matt, you were shared a few YouTube videos of the punch. I completed the whole game and didn't realize you could punch, so I didn't even do that.
Punching's hard to do. It's a little RNG. Carlos's punching is a bit hard to do. Like even I can't do it proficiently all the time. Like it's usually
the board
accidental.
member can't do it. Wow,
it's pretty RNG. It's very finicky. Jill Valentine's dodging is more precise. But yeah, the punching is hard to get. So it's fun when you get to do it. But yeah, proud of you, Cwag. Good job, buddy.
Thank you. And I guess a little PSA because of something else I missed doing that I kept running away from Nemesis, and maybe that was part of the problem. Apparently you're supposed to shoot him, right? Because you get upgrades that way?
That's correct. And it's nerfed. But if you stand your ground, you don't run for Nemesis, you take his ass down like you're supposed to because you're Jill Sandwich Valentine. He drops very OP weapon mods. I think it's just like 2 in the remake, but like in the OG, like I think you get several mods that are significantly better. So yeah, it encourages you to like, no, stand your ground, don't run away, beat his ass. It's worth it.
Look at this.
So yeah, good PSA.
So,
good point.
Give it out secrets. Capcom board member.
Guys, you heard it here first. Well, actually, this is a pretty old game. It's probably
it might not be first.
But you've heard it here that take Nemesis down, get those upgrades. Don't mess up like Cwag and not get a single upgrade.
Yeah. For any more tips, call 1-800-GUN-SHOW. There you go.
Who? Whose phone number is that? Don't call that number. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's actually quite concerning.
We might get in trouble.
Please don't.
We're not endorsing that. Yeah. Please don't blame us for whoever picks up the call from 1-800-GUN-SHOW. Oh boy.
My last game I've been playing, and I'm still haven't finished yet. I think I'm close.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Go to Tsushima.
Very nice.
Guys, I think Ron made a comment on the last episode about like how really all gameplay or combat is repetitive. And I have to say he's right. And I would say this is a game that I feel like I should not like because it's repetitive, but I'm obsessed with the pairing. Like, I came off Final Fantasy 16 that had probably the worst pairing. I still like Metal Gear Rising. I think that's still my favorite parry, but the parry in Tsushima is so, especially when you get the perfect parry, that little slow-mo, like it's addictive. and I've probably done 74 standoffs.
Yes.
And I love every single one of them.
They're great.
And I think they do a good job of like mixing it up. Like in the beginning, like it's almost like babies first. Like you can't really mess it up. Like they definitely attack pretty slow. And I've even kind of adjusted back to it because like I'm on the well, I guess minor spoilers. I'm on the third section. Like I guess there's like parts of the island you can go to, right?
Mhm.
And I went back to the first area recently because I've been trying to get a lot of the collectibles. And you know, you run into like the first level bandits, and after doing the more tough enemies for so long, almost like going to the slower ones, and almost kind of messed up my timing. Like
Yeah.
where actually I did mess up because I'm like, oh wow, I forgot how slow they attack, right? So I think it does do a good job of like building you up to it because there's like a few enemies that I won't mention which ones they are because I think they are kind of spoiler to mention, but like they attack fast, like that you really got to be on your A game to, yeah, that really be able to get those standoffs right. But yeah, like just, you know, it is in that way very repetitive, but it is just fun because I think that's what you're saying, Ron, that like, you know, yes, Final Fantasy 16 to you is repetitive, but it's also you're just really enjoying the combat. This is me for Tsushima. Like I'm doing the same stuff. Like, you know, I've actually been doing a little bit more stealth than I thought I would. Like actually the stealth in this game is pretty fun. And I got the titular armor that really makes the stealth even better. And I feel like I'm one of those people that like, I guess I kind of like role play in that. So that's like the only armor I'm using now because I feel like that's who I am now. So I feel like I'm kind of dancing around what it is because in case no one else has played it yet, I don't really want to spoil it. But you know, I'm really just adoring this game. Like I'm not really seeing the criticism of Jin. Like I think a lot of people are saying that he's really whiny. Like I don't know if I've picked up on that yet. Yeah,
Who
I
says
don't know.
that?
Like a lot of people
I've
are
never
saying
heard
that they don't.
I haven't heard it.
Really?
I've never heard this.
If they're
Yeah,
wrong.
I don't know.
They're wrong.
Yeah, thank you. It's Jin?
Yeah,
Whiny?
I think it was like this whole. I think the whole thing was like, you know, he's like trying to like balance like being a samurai, but then also kind of like taking on the ghost, right? Like, and I think like a lot of people are just saying like, you know, just you know, don't worry about the honor part. But I'm like, you know, you grew up your whole life going by this. Like, how could you just abandon it like that? I could see, you know, the inner fight of like kind of going with that, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I've really been enjoying it. So
nice.
Like I said, I'm pretty close to the end, I think. But you know, I'm trying to figure out I'm going to finish it out before the end of the year. I do have some time off from work, but you know, gonna have some family in town, so probably not as much game time. But really enjoying Tsushima. If I don't finish it end of this year, I'm sure very early next year we'll roll credits. So
nice, man. Nice.
Very good.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right, so I believe that is everything for what we've been playing. Why don't we look out to the Galactic Radar, seeing some upcoming games that maybe we're excited for, or any recent purchases that we've made. Matt, I see you have quite a bit here. What do you got here?
Yes, I was very, very irresponsible, or one could argue responsible, by buying stuff on sale during Black Friday. So
there we go.
Picked up 2 games.
That was on the PowerPoint, right? That was on the PowerPoint.
That's right. I'm saving money by buying this stuff now.
Yes, exactly.
So you're welcome. 2 games I'm probably not even going to play, just to collect, because I like collecting games. Picked up Red Dead Redemption 1 for PS4. Already played it on PS3. But yeah, I got the PS4 version. It's cool. There's a physical front, right? Never thought it was going to happen, to be quite honest. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I'm not even a fighting game guy, but I just have such fond memories of playing X-Men vs. Street Fighter in the arcade. Like, my parents gave me lunch money, but I just didn't eat lunch. I just played X-Men vs. Street Fighter instead. Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I'd go back to... Yeah, just went back to school hungry, but I was like, worth it.
Do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. Just so anyways, when they announced it, I was like, I gotta pick this up. It was on sale. Capcom knows how to do trailers with like S-tier music, so I picked it up to collect. I might play it once or twice. It is what it is. Picked up Pikmin 3. You know, I'm a Pikmin pal, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when that's on rotation, like, but I'll play it eventually.
Loaded 2026.
Spider-Man 2. I held out. It finally dropped to $40 here in Canada. So as soon as it did it, checking my Double D list, I was like, yes, sir. I'm going to buy that game right now. And then picked up Tales of Vesperia.
Double D.
Yes, Vesperia. One of the Tales goats.
Yeah. Deku Deals. Yeah, Ron, because, you know, I've only played one game. in the Tales
I hope
series.
it's better than
only one.
Arise.
Just I've only played
It will
Symphonia.
be.
I've only played Symphonia, and
Yeah,
then Ron
Symphonia's one of the
recommended
ghosts, though.
Vesperia.
I don't think you're gonna be disappointed with Vesperia. Yeah, man.
2/3 of
what
it was
Ron-
good.
Yeah.
That's what Ron said. So picked it up. I think I picked it up on Switch. But yeah, and then finally got the micro SD express card for my sweet potato, and then a game. I'm not
What
collecting.
size? Sorry. What size?
256, I think.
Okay.
Whatever was on
Alright.
sale. Yeah, I'm a physical guy, so I usually not too worried about it, but just a little buffer, right, in case I run out of space. And then a game that I'm not playing and I'm not collecting is for my wife. Yes, she wanted Hello Kitty Island Adventure. We picked that up
Let's
for
go.
her. The only game she plays is Animal Crossing. We were at the mall and she saw this, and then I was like, yeah, people said this game is actually quite good because obviously most games that are just from IPs, they think it's like shovelware. And I was like, no, slow down. I think people actually said this is like Animal Crossing. And then she's like, oh, okay, tell me a bit more. And I was like, well, people said it's very similar. Asked the GameStop guys, like, no, this game's legit. Like, it's not a shovelware. It's actually pretty good. So picked that up. She played so much the other day, she got a headache. She hasn't played games in a while.
Oh, good. Yeah.
She played too long.
All right, that's
Oh
all
yeah,
right.
There you go.
we went ham. Yeah. So
Just got to build
Actually,
up
that
that
lower
stamina.
frame rate on the baked potato, Matt. So you may want to go ahead and upgrade that Switch too. And let her play the sweet potato.
would the higher frames make it more nauseating for her? That's what I was wondering. Because I was like, I'll do it. I don't mind getting it
It
to her.
shouldn't
But like,
do
I've heard
that.
some people can, like the lower frame rate can cause headaches or migraines. So I'm not saying
Too
it
slow,
would be 100% foolproof, but some people have reported that. Yeah.
interesting. But that means I don't get to play in the sweet potato if I do that.
More focus on Final Fantasy 16. Sounds like a win-win.
Whoa. Mario, Luigi brothership. All right, let's not put that in the
Brothership
trash.
can wait.
All right,
Brothership can wait.
Can
Most people hate it anyway, so it's fine. Just
Sounds like
I
you already
like it so
beat it.
far.
So easy.
yeah.
Okay.
You said there was no challenge
That's
to it,
right,
so
yeah.
what's the point?
I didn't even get a second weapon yet. All right, I'm still jumping on people. Like, I didn't even get the hammer. All right,
You don't need a second weapon. You're already taking everyone out.
Yeah.
No, come on. I need the hammer. I need some fireballs. Come on, like let's not diminish.
You
the
already said
quality
it was
game.
too easy. That's just gonna make
Okay.
it easier.
We'll see. No. So I'll figure
I'm
it
just
out.
trying to think of your wife.
Fine. I don't want to be a bad husband and keep the
Or
sweet
you
potato.
could get
Oh,
another Switch 2. Nintendo would like you to do that.
does my wife want me to do that?
PowerPoint.
Does she
They
really?
need another PowerPoint. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not that effective, all right, on the PowerPoints. Like, second sweet potato, 2? Seriously?
Yeah,
Matt,
she's
just
enjoying
use-
Hello Kitty, isn't she? Just saying.
She is.
Matt, just use your Steam Machine money because with the RAM shortage, we're not getting that anytime soon.
It's actually legit. That's actually a
It
legit
is.
concern. Actually, you're
It
not
is.
joking about that.
It is.
But yeah, that's all the stuff I bought. I'm sorry it took so long because I bought a lot of stuff. But Cwag, what did you buy? What are you looking forward to, dude?
So, technically didn't buy it, but thanks to Mr. Sweeney, I did get 0 Hour, which y'all may not know what this is, but it's very similar to Ready or Not. So I was actually very close to picking this up for like $5 not too long ago. So kind of worked out that I just got it for free. So add it to the long backlog list I have. Also, Max didn't necessarily influence me, but I did pick up Bat and Kato's 1 and 2 HD remaster.
Yes.
You know, kind of like I talked, I think on was it this classified episode? I can't remember, but basically I kind of want to revisit some old games.
Yes.
Yeah, old games again. No, I guess it was the last episode when I did the Diablo 2 Resurrected, but yeah, so I do want to re-experience this game, and I never played 2, so I am excited to play 2 for the first time. I need to figure out if Matt, with Bat and Kato's 1 and 2 HD remaster bros in 2026, are we playing
Yes.
both of them? In
Please
2026?
just play,
You're-
let's
you're
just play
not-
the first one
you're-
first, please.
You're not gonna like this response. You're not gonna like this response.
Oh no.
In my opinion, though, as playing both of them on the GameCube, they are one full experience.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's
That might change
they
things
are.
on my end. If we had to play
So-
both of those back to back, that might change
I don't
things.
disagree
I'm
that
sorry.
they probably do tie in together, but what my concern is, have you looked at the how long to beat on that?
It's been 20 years. I haven't looked at it at all. I don't remember.
I don't think How Long to Beat was around 20 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember.
But
I
anyway,
played them and enjoyed
I
it.
looked it up because I was
Do
curious.
tell. Yep.
It's 121 for main plus sides, which is usually what I do. I don't mainline stuff. So I'm sure that's probably
for just
roughly,
one or for both?
I think it's for both. So I think it's probably 60 for each, right? So what I'm thinking,
yeah.
Which means 100 for me on each one.
I'm thinking we can play
Yes,
maybe the
that's
first
true.
one right after Requiem, right? Because I know you're not going to touch anything before Requiem, right?
You guys can tell me if I'm foolish with my video game planning, but I do plan on starting and finishing Game of the Year 2026, spoiler alert, Claire 33. So I think I can start that this year before December ends. I should be finishing FF16. I plan on starting and finishing Claire 33 before February 27th. I think I can do it. It's a 30-hour game, right? It's not 30 hours?
Well,
no.
I finished it in 33 hours. I finished it in 33 hours.
If you're not going for the platinum, you can. Yeah.
No, you said the platinum's 100 hours, dude. Come on. I can't.
I didn't say the platinum was 100 hours, but there are certain things you have to do to get that platinum. Get to level 99. You got to beat Simon, and you're not beating Simon if you ain't level 99 or at least close to it. So, yeah.
Listen, if I'm going for the platinum, it means I'm not playing Claire 33 until the back half of 2026. And
John 32 will not be happy with you if you keep
That's
playing
what I'm
this.
saying. John 32 is gonna like smack me in the face in person. Like he's like, you promised me, and then you picked Final Fantasy 16 instead. What happened?
I'm just worried that you're not be able to beat it before February.
No, is it long? 30 hours.
It's not really long.
But how much more Final Fantasy 16 do you have?
I assume there's one more icon. Like I have Bahamut. I assume there's one more to get.
It's been too long since I played. How much do you think that he still has? 10 or 20? 10 or 15 hours?
It took me 45 hours.
20? How many?
Yeah.
45.
He's making good ground.
Stop.
I want to say maybe 10 to 15. He might be. He might be.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Total.
I'm talking about Claire Obscure is 45 hours.
Oh,
45.
Oh, okay.
You might have about 10, maybe 15. It really depends on because when you get to a certain point, it's like the game just barfs nothing but side stories and hunts at you. If you don't do those, then I think you can probably finish the game within about 10 hours. Maybe.
Okay, here's what I'll say. When I get to that point that Ron says, depending on where we are in the calendar year, if it's like, oh, I did that next weekend, it's like, okay, then I'll do a few more hunts. If it's like December 30 and that's the only time, it's like, okay, well, let me see the credits. I might have to skip the hunts because I really need to experience what swept all the awards at the Game Awards. Like I want to experience this thing. Everyone talks about it. I'm missing out here. The FOMO's killing me. So I do want to play it, and I do want to play before Requiem because Cwag's not wrong. Like when Requiem comes out, I'm going ham, like platinum, everything, right? So that one's gonna tie me up for quite a bit of time.
I got you. All right. Well, I just wanted to check on that, so we'll figure out for sure when we'll play Bat and Kados.
Yes.
I also picked up Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition. So another, old game. Well, I mean, not technically old, but I feel like
you're
I've
putting more
played
money in Matt's pocket. I mean, he's already getting paid enough by Capcom, and you just put more money right in his pocket. Like, what are we doing here?
Win-win.
I'm hoping that if he gets more money, then he'll be able to take me into more yummy dim sum places. So it's a win-win.
See,
so
it all works out.
Also picked up Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition.
Yes.
This one, I kind of was like, I really did like Zero Dawn. What was kind of made me a little hesitant is that it's not Steam Deck verified, which I'm surprised because Zero Dawn is almost every other PlayStation Studios, like Spider-Man 2, which came out more recently, is verified. So I looked online, people say that it plays fine. They won't say it plays amazingly, but it plays fine. So I may play that more on the desktop if it's, not as much as I like it, but I really do I might talk about that more later, that the Steam Deck is really giving me more time to just play games. I'm actually shocked at how many hours. I'm already at 50 hours on Ghost of Tsushima. I don't think I would have played that many hours if I was only playing on my desktop. So who knows, maybe that'll be fine and play better than the unsupported I think it's listed as. I think shout out to friend of the show, Kevin Ainsworth. He recommended Akimbot, so I did pick that up. Kind of seems like a very similar Ratchet and Clank type game.
Yeah, keep me posted on that.
Yeah. And then I did also pick up Bug Fables, like I mentioned. So I'll report next year if that is better than the low bar of Thousand Year Door.
Whoa. You just had to, eh?
Wow. Paper Mario just sitting there just hanging out, and you get strays, catching straight strays.
And then his Royal Baroness was so sweet and gifted me The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. So
Better game. Good choice, Rod.
This is actually...
Slow down.
This game has actually been slotted into my next spot. I've been really wanting to
Really?
That's right.
see.
Time for us to get this over with.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you.
I really want to know if I'm Team Part 1 or Team Part 2.
We got to find out.
And
I would like to know as well.
After I roll credits on Ghost of Tsushima, I already have it installed, so I mean it's ready to go.
Yes.
Wow. Can't wait.
And
this is going to be
DMs.
I'll
really
curious. This is probably the DMs I've been waiting for more than ever. I got to see where Cwag stands.
Not DMs. Put in our group chat. We've all played Part 2. We all have
that's
feelings
right.
on
Everybody
this.
has played it. Yep. Here
Everybody.
we go. Here we go.
And we got big feelings on this game. Put in the group chat, not just DMs. Come on. We all want to know.
Galore. Arguments galore. This is going to be great.
Yeah. It would be arguments galore.
Yes.
And I guess like my last one, I haven't actually bought it yet, but I do have my eye on Yukari Playly. I've really been like kind of craving a 3D platformer. Like it's kind of why I got a Kimbot that Kevin recommended. So in the YouTube comments or in the Discord, if you have any 3D platformers, probably the ones I played recently is like Ratchet and Clank and really enjoyed. I have my eye on Astrobot. I'm hoping they'll get that PC port. Hit me up with a 3D platformer suggestions. Marcus, looks like you have quite a bit here too. What you got?
Well, I actually haven't bought much of anything other than the tiny games that we play for the show, which I've already really outlined. I did recently just yesterday, I picked up our next tiny game. I don't know if I should spoil it here. I guess it doesn't really matter. The Berlin apartment we're going to be doing. So looking forward to checking that out probably this weekend. I have purchased, though, I am a collector of vinyl video game soundtracks, so I picked up a couple. After playing Pipistrello, excellent soundtrack for that. I found out that it was I Am 8-Bit had the vinyl for it, so I quickly went ahead and purchased that. And then the other one is one of my favorite games in the last few years, Tunic. Lost in Cult, a company out of the UK, was putting together a vinyl for its soundtrack that I picked up. I think it was, I don't know, about a month ago maybe. So picked up a couple of that, and then a few that I'm looking forward to that are on my radar. I actually took a look at kind of like the release calendar that they have on the Fantasy Critic website. It's a good kind of video game release calendar. Anybody's ever looking, it's more accurate than anything else from any other website you'll find. And so there's two games that I've got my eye on. Really looking forward to seeing how the reviews go for it. One of them is called Mio. It's called Memories in Orbit. It looks like it's a very, it looks very Ori-ish. It's a 2D Metroidvania. Very kind of like, striking art style. A little bit cel shaded. And again, kind of a wordless narrative. I did play the demo of it at one of the Steam fests. I think it was over the summer. It was very good. So that's scheduled to come out mid-January. And then another climbing game, Cairn, which was supposed to come out late this year.
The climbing games.
Yeah. So I love the climbing aspect of it. I need to see reviews on this game to see whether or not because it sounds like it's a lot more technical than something like Jusant. So I'm very keen to see how this reviews and what people say about the game, but it's definitely one that's on my radar. It's coming out late January, I think. So yeah, those are the kind of what's up and what I've purchased lately, but no big games. I was like, have I bought anything since we last talked? I actually haven't, like other than a couple of tiny games for the show. So yeah, that's me.
Nice. All right, Ron, what do you got?
RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business finally went on sale during the Black Friday, so I picked that up. And
is that the second one?
Yeah, that's the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I forgot what it dropped down to. It had to be It had to be over a 35% discount more than likely. So I grabbed that then. Dot Hack, last recode, I got that. I played it back on the PlayStation 4. I can't remember why in the world I did not finish that one. So I decided to get that. It was super cheap. So who knows when I'll get around to it, but I'm definitely gonna play that. And then good old Max. He decided to get my Christmas shopping out the way for some gifts, due to the Black Friday stuff. So he ended up getting me Stellar Blade and Lunar Remastered Collection. And Stories from Soul, the Gun Dog. So looking forward to all those, especially Stellar Blade, for the plot, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Of course.
I mean, what else?
2026?
I can't imagine what else.
Yeah. So, and as far as December releases go, there's nothing. I looked at the calendar and I'm like, there's nothing there for me, I don't think, this month.
Yeah, December's usually kind of slow.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Well, it wouldn't be a end of year episode without some predictions. So I thought it'd be fun to at least throw out one prediction. And looking at our show notes, it looks like everyone at least has one. Let's go in the order we have here. Matt, what's your prediction for 2026?
I think it's gonna make a bit of a splash on the internet, as because people like to either love or hate stuff. Just with how economic times are, I think Nintendo's gonna be forced. Maybe not forced is the wrong word, but they're gonna be heavily pressured into raising the price on their Sweet Potato 2. And I want to be very clear: it's gonna make news because it's gonna be before their first anniversary, which is like unheard of, right? Like, not only is it unheard of to raise the price on your consoles, but to do it within your first year, it's unheard of. But listen, we know what's going on with the economy. I think it's going to happen. My guess would be, I think they'll raise it significantly too, by like $50 US. Because if they continue at this path, they're going to be at profit, or not profit, at breaking even or losing money. And Nintendo, they don't like to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
So they.
Well, actually, I think I shared in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think Nintendo, they'd rather take the hit from the public view than to lose money. I think they're that, for lack of a better word, I think their hubris and their arrogance would be like, nope, well, you'll hate us, but then it's like, here's Ocarina of Time remake. You'll be happy. It's fine, right? You'll pay more for the Sweet Potato 2. Cwag just said it. He'll buy it, even though we raised the price here. You'll be mad.
You saw how they acted with the people were mad about the price. They were mad about that $450 price, but what happened? It still sold.
Fastest selling console launch, right? Yep.
I think I shared an article the other day that the RAM in the Sweet Potato has gone up like 41%. So you better believe that if Nintendo's costs are going up, they're not gonna eat it, right?
They're gonna make you pay for that. You ain't lying.
You gotta pay for it.
So I'm really torn. Do I buy a Sweet Potato and let it sit on the shelf until Xenoblade 4 comes out? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. But then, like, do I really wait around for it to be $500?
Yeah, you don't want to buy a $700 Sweet Potato.
I know. Yeah. I don't know.
That sounds so wild, but that's like the sad truth, though. Normally, Cwag, I'd say like, just wait. It's gonna be on sale, but PS5 has gone up.
We're in a
Xbox has gone up. Like, we're in different times.
I know. It's crazy. Oh, all right. Well, looks like I'm next on the list. So kind of similar vein as Matt. I've been kind of following this RAM shortage, I guess, with me being the PC guy. Like, it's really bad, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how much you've been following it. I'm really curious if Valve already has the RAM. Then they might actually still be able to launch it. But I'm just really concerned that I think basically my prediction. I don't think we're going to see the Steam Machine next year. I think this is really going to mess up their launch.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want this to happen. I just think that's just the reality of it. And I don't necessarily think we were going to get PS6 or the next Xbox or next year anyway. But I really think it's going to mess up Sony and Microsoft plans because these AI companies they're just taking everything.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like insane how just the market is like completely depleted. So yeah, basically RAM shortage is going to mess up Steam Machine not coming out in 2026, and then further delays with PS6 and what I think I put here, whatever the hell the next Xbox is called.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm not in a rush for another
You ain't lying. I got
new
plenty
console.
games to play. So
Yeah.
if
That's
Sony
fine.
has to postpone the
I got
PlayStation
backlog.
6, yeah.
I got plenty to play. I'm very thankful that I built my PC last year because I can't imagine trying to build one now.
Oh,
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Marcus, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think that a lot of people are expecting 2026, to be defined, at least in terms of gaming, from GTA 6, and I don't.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna get it. I think we're gonna see another delay.
Yeah.
Them bumping it to November as kind of as quickly as they did after bumping it already to May. I feel like we're gonna get a few months out, and they're gonna want a little bit more time to polish, and it's probably going to release like Q1 2027. So I have no faith that they're going to make next year's date. And I will not be drafting it for my fantasy.
I was going to say, so
yeah.
That's
you're
probably
so
the smart
confident you're not
thing.
drafting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are
Yeah.
confident. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you're going to be right on that, Marcus.
Yeah.
All right, Ron, what you think's going to happen?
Marathon's going to bomb. And I think Sony's going to finally just go ahead and close up shop on Bungie, man. It's just Marathon is just not. It's just nothing good has come of this. Even the people who have like tested it have not really had much good to say about this. I just cannot see Marathon coming out and just surprising people and like, oh, this game is just better than we thought. I don't think it's going to make it. It might last longer than Concord, but that's not saying much. So
it's hard for games to get out.
I'm just keeping it 100. Concord didn't last what a week,
Yeah.
2, some shit like that.
Gosh.
Yeah, man.
It's so hard for games to get out of this kind of like narrative that develops around them, and it almost doesn't matter
sad.
what they do, but it's like it's just not going to be able to get back what people wanted it to be before they started to play it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and
That's kind of sad.
I don't know. I don't know that they can get out of this tailspin. I kind of agree with you, Ron.
It's just bad, man. It's bad timing. There's too many live service games out. Bungie already kind of had a bad rep before Marathon even started kind of getting out there and making things worse. So it's just, I don't know, man. I just don't see it going well. And I think, like I said, I think Sony finally is going to get to the point where they're going to pull the trigger on that. They're going to drag it outside to the back, and they're going to put one in the back of their head and call it a day. I mean, it's over.
So who picks up the support studio for Destiny 2? Is it going to be Naughty Dog?
I hope not. They need to finish up Intergalactic and I guess the part 3, if that's what they're going to do, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe Nil retire. That would be great. Who knows?
Maybe now we get factions too.
Maybe since Bungie kind of sabotaged them, it's like, oh, this game sucks, guys. So it's hard to say, man, where things go from here. I mean, I know they already had moved some of the staff from Bungie over to whatever studio it was that's working on the Gummy Bears project or whatever. So I don't know, man. Sony, it's going to be interesting to see what happens after Marathon. I really think that Sony's going to go ahead and close up shop. I know word is that they're kind of starting to somewhat work on Destiny 3, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I got you. All right, fun. So we'll keep these in the show notes, and we'll see next year how right or how terribly wrong we were. All right, y'all. Well, this is our second episode, but this is our first time doing community questions, and I feel so blessed with how many we have.
There's a lot.
So
there's a lot.
Thank y'all, community. Really appreciate it. So, got the first one here from our friend Black Wyver. Hello, BFAM crew. As part of your pilot episode, could you all please address where each of you stand on the age-old question of The Last of Us Part 1 versus Part 2, and why The Last of Us Part 1 has the better story? Well, Black Wyver, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I just got Part 2, so I can't really answer this question. So I did talk to the other brothers, and I think while we do love this question, I think we're going to hold off for now. Like I mentioned, after I roll credits on Ghost of Tsushima, I will be playing Part 2, and would be happy to revisit this question, as I'm very curious to see if I agree with you or not.
Maybe for a classified episode, perhaps.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like it.
But also Part 2 is better.
Oh, we're already starting.
Yep.
We're already starting it.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, we're gonna hold it, except for Marcus. He already gave you his answer. So we'll go on to Drellish. This one is just for Matt. Matt, you have 7 controllers, but still no Steam Deck. Should we blame alien abductions for this mysterious collection? If aliens gave you controllers straight from their spaceship, what game would you play first? Do you think it would finally help you find the missing Steam Deck?
I like collecting physical stuff. All right, I got Blu-ray collections, steelbooks, right, collector's editions, and just some of these special edition controllers. Like, I mean, like the boxes are beautiful. I'd be, how am I supposed to say no? Like, look, the boxes are stunning. And they're display. Like, yeah, I know it's not the best choice. Like, yeah, I don't play with people in person, but yeah, gotta get that Xenoblade controller, Taki,
that's a good one.
30th edition. Like, they're just stunning. Just even the boxes. But yeah, I just play with the same controller. Midnight Black.
Midnight Black, there's nothing wrong with that one. Yeah.
So yeah, I know it's getting a little dangerous because it's like, yeah, pre-ordered the atrocious Resident Evil controller for the Switch 2, for God's sakes, just because I'm like, I need one. Yeah, it's bad, Jadus. You're not wrong.
All right. And it also looks like this one's also from Matt, from Tim Pollen. Follow-up question from Jelish's question. You have 7 controllers, but still play on a 1080p TV.
I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. Until my TV breaks, in my mind, which is obviously quite fractured, I cannot justify purchasing a new TV because I'm like, this one isn't broken. Why am I buying another one?
So insane. You're so crazy. This is insane. I will buy 7 plus controllers that I don't need that just sit on my shelf. But I'm not going to touch the newer TV until it explodes. It's crazy.
The TV is a physical. You can get a physical.
Yeah.
It's not a collectible. Like,
You just can't leave it on a box on his shelf, though. That's the problem.
You can leave the box. I mean, it's going to be a big box, but if he wants to put the, 50-inch box up on a shelf, he can do that. It'd take up his whole background, but he could do it.
Yeah, it's wild. That's just how my mind works. I'm like, it works. Why am I getting another one? It's fine. Everything's fine, guys.
It's fine. All right. We got Awesome Dave 1337. I must know, and so must the world, team horizontal like a sociopath, or team vertical like a cultured member of society? Wow.
Sociopath.
Yep, same.
Surprise.
I'm a sociopath, I guess.
Yep.
I'm team vertical. Solidarity.
Marcus, always got to go against the grain.
Hot take.
But I'll do a short story on why I am team horizontal. I had a buddy in college. He had a 360 that he did team horizontal. His dog walked by, knocked it over, scratched up his Call of Duty 4 disc. So I'm just saying, when it's team horizontal, you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, it may not be a dog, but I have a 4-year-old, and yes, she totally would tip that thing over. So
yep, that's important.
Yeah, I'm a sociopath. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Black Wyver again. It looks like this is just for me. Quagmire. What made you buy the Steam Deck now? I've thought about it, but the decision is hard as the tech is a bit old now. Is it worth the spend? Did you get it on sale? So I've actually, I looked back because I texted my wife about the Steam Deck quite a while ago, and actually I was surprised about how long ago it was. It was like June of 24. So it was like 18 months from when I kind of first broached the subject to when I actually bought it. I'm someone that, typically does not just like, I kind of mentioned before, like, I do kind of plan things out, and not that I was necessarily thinking about the Steam Deck for 18 months, but like, I usually don't just like, not like, irrational spender, I guess, type thing, if that's what I can think about. I'd really want to make sure I think it either makes sense, or it's like, I really have been wanting this for a while. I'm just going to go ahead and finally get it, type thing. So I did not get it on sale. It was the OLED, and I did buy the 1 terabyte, so it was honestly the most expensive version I could get. But I've found it to be very worth it. All the games I've been playing have played really well. Like I mentioned, or maybe didn't mention earlier, but Resident Evil 3, I played it like maxed out frame rate, like at 90 frames, and it looked beautiful. Like, really been playing Ghost of Tsushima, like between like depending where you're at, like between like 50 and 75. So I mean, it's doing what I want it to do. I mean, it doesn't look as good as my desktop, but it shouldn't. I mean, $650 handheld compared to I think I spent $2,700 on my desktop. I mean, they shouldn't be the same, right? So yeah, and I've been honestly playing more PC games as a result of the Steam Deck. So yeah, I think it's totally been worth it. And I'm glad I finally pulled the trigger on it. All right, King Riley Smiley. Which game's combat do you like more? Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth or Final Fantasy 16? Personally, I think Final Fantasy 16 combat is borderline cheeks. Wow.
There's no
Well,
borderline
compared to
about
remake.
it, but yes, yeah.
That's not what I was gonna say, Marcus. Yeah, it's not borderline, but
Borderline cheeks compared to Remake Rebirth. Maybe that's just my preference.
Hmm.
So what do you guys think? I haven't played Remake or Rebirth, so I may have to kind of step out of this one, but which combat do y'all prefer?
I played
Some hot
remake.
take, King Riley.
I played remake.
Just a bit
I
much.
found remake to be kind of clunky, man. I will take Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I could not get into remakes at all. I don't know what it was really. Maybe my brain couldn't wrap around the fact that this should be a turn-based game. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but I tried it multiple times. I could just never really get into it. I found it kind of clunky. But Final Fantasy 16, I'm all day. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'm with Riley. I prefer the remake Rebirth. I guess it's not turn based, but it's also not just action. You can stop the kind of your moves and kind of plan things out a little bit more. I prefer that. I mean, my feelings are pretty clear. I found Final Fantasy 16 was repetitive for my taste. But yeah, so I would just go remake Rebirth combat.
If I gotta pick one, it is gonna be Remake Rebirth. I'm not gonna say that 16 is cheeks. Okay, I like the combat. It has grown on me quite a bit. Now that you got better icons, I got a new move set that's comfortable with, and I got stuff to mix it up. I like it. If I had to pick one, I absolutely adore the combat system in Remake Rebirth. I think it's such a deep mechanic system. I think it's a perfect blend of live action and turn based because you build up the ATB with live action smashing, and then you got to pick what's your next move you're going to be doing. And you got the party system, you got different material sets to use for different scenarios. I adored it. I mean, I loved it so much. Got the platinum from Remake, right? And listen, the mini games broke me in Rebirth, but I haven't traded the game in. I there's many times where I want to go back and just slowly chip away at the platinum and just maybe do a few mini games at a time. But I adore the combat. It is fantastic. So
Can we
I guess not really
rewind?
answering the question.
Can we rewind for
Please.
a second? Live action smashing?
Yeah,
But-
you heard what I said.
But-
Live action smashing the buttons. Obviously.
Well, we're approaching 3 hours, so it's getting
What
after
else would I
dark
be
apparently
referring
as
to?
well. So
Come on.
we'll have to put the
Come on.
explicit tag on this one. Oh man. All right. On that note, Jazzafraz, if you could only recommend one Final Fantasy to someone as their first introduction to the series, which would it be? No, the real answer is it depends, based on their taste, but what they want out of the game. But just a general recommendation if you know nothing about the person. So, which one Final Fantasy game would you recommend to someone?
It's really hard. I want to default. It depends.
Yeah,
It's really challenging.
Yeah.
It really, yeah.
I've got an answer. I would say Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it's modern. I think that
Okay.
it gives you more. We said, Final Fantasy 16 is not a Final Fantasy game. We've talked about this. For
Fair.
me, that kind of almost, I think that for people, particularly as an entry point to RPGs, it's not an RPG, but kind of almost there. It could be a good option for people who don't have that any sort of basis for RPGs. I think Fulia was a good example of that. She, I think, really did enjoy Final Fantasy 16, but Well, I mean, I'm talking to a bunch of guys who liked the game, but like I feel like it is a good entry point into the franchise.
Yeah, I
for
get what you're
people.
saying. I mean, if you want
You-
to have somebody play a Final Fantasy game, then you want it to
I
be
feel
a
like
Final
remake
Fantasy
is a
game.
better
Yeah.
a better feel of Final Fantasy of the mainline series.
I'll agree with
So
that. Anybody who's playing Final Fantasy Remake and has never played a Final Fantasy game before, especially the OG 7, I can see them playing Remake.
Yeah.
Matt already knows how I feel about that. The ghosts
Right.
ruined everything for me. But for somebody who's never played the OG, who's never played a Final Fantasy game, I can see Remake being the choice for that, to break them in.
I know it's an easy answer. I gotta stick with Marcus. I think just the way he framed it, like good introduction. If you never played RPG, I'm pretty sure you can do easy mode, and the live action button smashing to build up your ATB bar is done automatically. So then you just pick your next move set if you want it to be that easy. But hey, you love RPGs, you can bump up to hard mode after rolling credits once, and then you get the more challenging experience. And you know what? Since this is the introduction, Ron makes a good point. You've never played the OG, so then you probably won't be mad by the ghosts that show up since it's your first time. That actually,
but you're still getting a flavor, a version of a story that is one of the most iconic of all, RPGs.
Well, except for the Kingdom Hearts ending. The Kingdom Hearts stuff toward the end.
But you're getting a version of it, at least.
One third of that version.
Right.
1/3.
Yes, that's true. That's fair. Yeah.
But yes.
The start of it.
That's my answer.
So I've only played 4, 12, and 16. So I feel like I can only recommend a game I've played, right? So between those, not saying that I like this one the most, but in terms of like getting someone to play one, actually I would recommend 16, and I'll explain why. So no, it's not because it's an RPG, but I think it is a good game that's probably the most accessible of those I mentioned. That I think not being an RPG probably, RPG has a stigma, right? Like, it can sometimes be overly complicated. Like even just hearing Matt talking about the different ATB, and I'm like, what? Like, what acronyms are we talking about here? Like, there is like sometimes people just hear that RPG and they're kind of like, all right, and for that reason I'm out, right? So it kind of still gets them engrossed in that world of Final Fantasy. Still kind of getting, honestly, probably the most, probably even accessible story, because a lot of people just say it's like Japanese Game of Thrones, and like a lot of people actually might really like that. So if you play that and kind of like, oh, this is pretty cool world, and like maybe I should check out some of the other ones, like I could see that being a good entry point for Final Fantasy. So even though it's not an RPG, and that's okay.
It is okay.
It's not okay.
All right. From a friend of the show, Matt Sawinski. This one's for Nagachaka. Which is the better series, Pikmin or Resident Evil? And why is the obvious answer Pikmin?
Gonna do the GIF here, the meme. That's bait. Nice try, Matt. Nice try. Okay.
All right.
Trying to rage bait me, all right? But listen, the obvious answer is Resident Evil, but if someone said, Matt, you're wrong, it is Pikmin, I would not be outraged by that response. I'd be like, okay, I disagree, but I can see why. Because Pikmin is fantastic. It's just very different, right? Let's put it that way.
Look at that.
All right?
Very, very political answer. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, you might be taking my councilman moniker.
He's trying to go for it.
Love you, Matt.
All right. Skycatcher. What was your fave gaming gift you received from someone else that was a complete surprise in some way?
I have a really good story for this one. Thank you, guys. Excellent question. And this is like ingrained in me forever. It was for the SNES, Christmas time. My aunt and my parents worked together on this, and to be quite frank, like Christmas is it's a big holiday for us, and my parents, they did their best, but they wouldn't go out of their way to really surprise us. It just usually be like, what do you want? And then they'll just be like, we'll try to get it for you, and which is great. I appreciate it, loved it, still opening presents. But in terms of surprises, that never happened. But this one time, parents and my aunt worked together, bought the SNES for me and my brother. Obviously, we opened the box, lost our minds. Like, finally, Super Nintendo, Super Mario World. Opened the box, and it was empty. It was empty. We had to do a scavenger hunt. We had to go around the house to find
Nice.
each controller, each thing, and it was so much fun, guys. Like, I will never forget that because, like I said, usually my parents like, what do you want this year? And I'd be like, oh, I want a Spider-Man toy or a Batman action figure, and they'll try to get like they'll try to get it right. And again, that's very loving, but for them to go like this extra step, because my aunt, she's the one that bought it. She wanted to spoil us, and then my parents obviously they had to plan together like how do we make it more fun? Yeah. So hiding it and having to do a scavenger hunt was it just made that experience before we got to play much more memorable. Yeah. Never forget that moment.
Nice, man.
That's awesome.
So I got one.
Well, I got one. Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
So I actually just grabbed it here. So my wife likes to make. She likes to crochet, and she has taken to crocheting video game characters for me. And this one was a surprise, and one from a game that I really love. So this is May from Night in the Woods. So it's very cute. So I really love this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got one I can share. So I'm trying to remember if I maybe actually had mentioned to y'all or not, but I was not day one on the Switch. I was actually, like I mentioned before with Ocarina of Time, I mean, very on the fence. So like, do I just go ahead and buy a Switch for Breath of the Wild? It just looked incredible. I was watching all the Twitch streams. I was like, I just like couldn't get myself to spend the money on a console for one game. But for my birthday in 2019, my wife surprised me with a Switch. And up to that point, I was just kind of all PC gaming, and probably at that point, I was in my Rocket League phase. So that was probably all I was playing. But I ditched that like a bad habit. Picked up Breath of the Wild, picked up Mario Kart, Bayonetta 2. I just kind of fell in love with the Nintendo again because I hadn't had a Nintendo console since GameCube, but did not see that coming. And honestly, I'm actually even surprised she got it because like I don't think I was like overtly like saying like, oh, I really want to play this new Zelda game or anything like that. I think she must have that, I don't know, women's intuition. I'm not sure, but definitely big surprise and definitely one of my favorite gifts I've gotten.
All right, man. For me, it's going to be when me and my sister got an NES. I think I was about 10, sister was 8. And that was a big surprise. Of course, NES was the hot thing at that time that was releasing, and didn't think we would get one. It was just one of those things where it's just like you have a Christmas list and you have 8 million things on it, but the NES was at the very top. But it was one of those things where you're just not sure. Hopefully Santa will come through. And Santa did. And me and my sister played Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and Excite Bike the whole day. And we were just ecstatic, had a great time with it. So yeah, never going to forget that. Great moment.
That's awesome. All right, we got Chaos Wolf. It looks like this is for Ron. And I only get this inside joke, but Ron obviously does. How long was your Valkyria Chronicles session?
Curtis talking about, once again, best friend Max. Valkyria Chronicles came out. I was very on the fence about it. I am not a strategy RPG guy like that, but Chronicles looked great. Very, very on the fence for it. So at this time, Max sat there and bought the European version and sent it to me. I did not know that this was coming until it arrived at the house one day. I was just like, oh crap. Decided to play it. Let's just say that it was one of those moments where you start playing the game and time gets away from you. Because I told Curtis, like, hey, man, because Curtis like, hey, man, I see you playing Valkyria Chronicles. Yeah, man, it's pretty good so far. Well, let's just say about probably good 15, 16 hours later.
I did not expect this to be going in this direction.
Yeah. Curtis
sends me 20 minutes.
He sends me a PSN message, and he's like, have you taken a break today? And I look at the time, and I'm like,
Wow.
I said no. No, I have not.
Amazing.
And he has just brought that up about one time a year. He brings that up. But the game was
That's
great.
awesome.
The game was great though. So yeah, it was one of those times when a game gets away from you and nothing else matters. So yeah.
I've had my eye on that one. Maybe I need to finally pick it up.
You should, man. That first one is a great game. It's a great game.
Okay. All right, we got Cypher Primus. This one is for each of you. Forget the Game Awards. What was your game of the year? Now, Cypher Primus, great question. But I'm going to ask you and the rest of our viewers and listeners that I think you're going to be really excited for what we may have coming next month.
Mm-hmm.
And may be more than just the four of us. May involve, maybe the Marcus Network.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just leave it at that for now. So, all right, Kevin Ainsworth. What games or gaming items are on your Christmas list?
Does that mean like what I want, or what am I gifting to people?
It's probably what's on your Double D list.
I already bought most of the stuff. I already bought most of that stuff from Black Friday. But actually, no. To be fair, there's still more things on the list. And in Canada, we got Boxing Day coming up, which is a very similar sale here in Canada, like to Black Friday, right, Marcus? So I don't know if I'm gonna buy more stuff, but like, no, there's no way these things are going on sale on Boxing Day. Like, what's on my list? Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Air Rise. Nintendo's just probably going to raise the prices. Dude, they didn't fulfill that order from.
Oh man, I was wondering if they were going to do that.
Well, no, they didn't ship it. So,
highway robbery.
Yeah, I mean, they probably tossed that email a while ago from what's it, 2018. It's only been like what, 84 years. So I'm not too upset with Walmart Canada. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get them for Christmas. They're not going on sale anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think I really have anything on mine because I'm really bad about if I just see something on sale, like I'm probably just gonna buy it.
Really?
Like,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have like my Steam wish list and stuff, but I'm not expecting like my mom or dad to get my Steam wish list, right? So yeah, I don't have a really good answer for this one. I'm bad about just I buy what I want.
Okay. Taking a quick look at my Double D list. South of Midnight, this is coming to PlayStation. That's definitely going to be on there.
Good game.
Yeah, Ghost of Yotei, definitely. That's going to be on there. Dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, I'm probably going to sit and keep Outer Worlds 2 on here. Still a little bit suspicious about that one because feedback has not been good. So I'm not sure about that one yet. Indiana Jones is still there, of course. And then I would sit there and say probably, maybe, Crimson Desert. I still have faith in that one. I think that's going to be all right.
Outer Worlds 2, it seems like there's been a lot of like issues. Like I've heard of people like having to restart, like that like breaks their saves and stuff.
Yeah.
So
a lot of mixed feedback all over the place on that one, man. It's just I was really looking forward to that, but feedback has been all over the place.
Definitely wait on some patches. Let's see. Is that everyone's Christmas
I don't have
list?
much either. I'm kind of like most of you guys. I've asked Lindsay. Lindsay's very creative. She makes me maybe some t-shirts or something, gaming, t-shirts and things like that. She made a really cool Hollow Knight one earlier this year. That'd be cool to get. That's kind of maybe another crochet figure. But I don't need her to buy me games, really. Family to buy me games. So yeah.
I got you. All right. Well, we got Brian here from Discord. What foods are appropriate for ketchup, and why are eggs not one of them? I'm just kidding, really, but y'all can talk about it if you like. Haha.
Brian's right.
I feel like we've
we
discussed this at length in the Discord. Like you can see the examples that I've given that people passionately disagree with. So if you're not in the BFAM Discord, you can join in and see all the atrocious food items that I make, then add ketchup towards them. Jump on in, friends. Jump on in.
Well, not so that we, dogpile on Matt too much. I put ketchup on hash browns, and I don't know if that's
okay.
kind of...
Yeah, I think that's acceptable.
Right. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
And I don't do any...
burgers.
Hot dogs, burgers.
Yeah, I usually prefer mustard, but I mean, I've done it.
Put both of them.
Both. Yeah.
I used to do. I don't do it anymore, but I used to put ketchup on my fried rice.
Oh.
Has anyone done this?
Really?
No.
No,
I have
can't do
heard
that.
that,
No, do
but
that.
I've never done
I
that.
have not
Mhm.
heard of that one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Sriracha.
and actually now my kids
But
do
not
it. Like
ketchup.
we'll just have like white steamed rice, and they're loading up with ketchup, and I
Really?
kind of regret
That
doing
is-
that because I'm
Marcus
getting
is
kind
face
of
is like,
no.
no.
No. That's
no.
not right.
Marcus
Soy
is like he
sauce
just saw a
with
murder.
sriracha,
His whole face is like, no.
Whoa.
No.
Wow.
I mean, I think French fries is probably the boring answer, but
I mean, well, fries,
those are probably
yeah.
the only ones I can think of that I guess aren't even that controversial except for the rice. So, anyone else got some loves for ketchup, or not so much?
No, just the normal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal stuff.
The normal
Okay.
stuff, yeah.
All right. Well, sorry, Matt. Yeah, I guess now everyone likes ketchup like you.
It's gotta be me. It's fine.
Ryu,
It's fine.
and actually, before I do Ryu's question, I actually meant to mention earlier, Ryu is a god at Neon White. So,
Oh, really?
I got a lot of ace medals, like where I would get down to like 17 seconds, 18 seconds, and I feel like I'm hot shit. And I
Yeah.
look at his score at the leaderboard; he did it in like 9 seconds.
Yeah, Chris
I'm
is a
like,
machine.
Ryu,
Really?
Chris is a machine.
Ryu,
And he always has
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you are Neon White god. All right. Anyway, Ryu, he has a question. He has a question. What game did you play this year that surprised you the most in a good or bad way?
I
I'll go
never
first.
did.
I'll go
Oh,
first.
go for it.
Go ahead.
The
Go.
Altars was in a good way. I was not expecting. I hadn't heard of this game until maybe a month before it released. It happened to be on people's fantasy critic radars. Hadn't heard of it. Came to Game Pass. I had Game Pass at the time. I was like, okay, let's check this out. And again, spoiler: I loved the Altars, and I was not. I had almost no expectations going in. So, the Altars for me.
All right.
I try not to be too negative, but I do remember playing Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment. I'm pretty sure it was this year, and I thought on paper I was gonna love this game. I love detective games. I love mystery games, but I think that's the wrong perspective, right? Like it's not Phoenix Wright, which that was the mindset I had. I was gonna be like, yeah, let's go take down some criminals and prove that they're wrong, and it's not that type of game
Nope.
at all. And it's not supposed to be. That's not Sherlock Holmes. So that was probably my bad. But anyways, I was quite disappointed when I realized that there's not a lot of humor in the Sherlock Holmes game, and some of the puzzles are overly obtuse. I did not. I mean, it's the opposite of what Marcus described earlier in the episode. This game made me feel stupid. It reminded me of my ignorance.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Sherlock. That's one for me.
I guess I would go with mine, and again, I don't want to be too negative either, so I'll go with one that I liked it for. It was a good surprise. Would be Control. I really did not know anything about this game, and I really want to do my best to not say too much because obviously I think my enjoyment of that game was because of how little I knew about it. But that whole experience has made me basically, whenever Remedy has their next game come out, and now thanks to the Game
Resident.
Awards, looks like we're not to wait too much longer. Unless there's like some major performance issues on PC, I will be day one getting this. It kind of cascaded into playing a lot of other Remedy games like Quantum Break, Alan Wake 2. I'm a Remedy bro now, and it's because of Control. And I know I'm not saying much about it, but trust me, once you play it, you might understand. But great game, and honestly a great studio.
Nice, man. For me, Nobody Wants to Die. I played that earlier this year. I just didn't have too many expectations really for it at all. I saw a review for it on Open Critic. Seemed like it was good. I saw a trailer for it way before the review I had saw it. And the trailer was just kind of just a regular trailer. It didn't show gameplay or anything. It was just something kind of just to catch somebody's attention. But it's a detective game, and I thoroughly enjoyed that game. That game ended up being way better than I was expecting it to be. It was just a really great surprise. The story was good. I enjoyed the gameplay, the detective scenes, figuring out the crime stuff. That was just a really good game, and I'm to the point where I'm looking forward to seeing what that studio does next, because that's how surprised I was at how really good that game was.
Nice. All right. Going to the captain. What was your favorite Christmas gaming memory, and what are you looking forward to playing in 2026?
Favorite Christmas memory? Talked about it beginning that SNES and having to do a scavenger hunt. Shocker to nobody. 2026 Resident Evil Requiem. Can't wait. Very excited.
I would say my favorite Christmas memory was when I got my Nintendo 64. I was the Nintendo 64 kid. Like, I was screaming. I was so
Aw.
excited. I got my Super Mario 64, which I absolutely adored. Yeah, the Super Nintendo was my first console, but I felt like my Nintendo 64 was like really when I got into gaming. I think that's
Mhm.
probably why I prefer 3D gaming over 2D. So I think the N64 was always like a really special console for me, and just came in, I guess, at a, I was a little bit older, so it just kind of stuck with me more, I think. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely getting that on Christmas was very special. And then looking forward to playing in 2026, probably The Last of Us Part 2. Like I said, I'm just really excited to see what side of the fence I fall on, or maybe Matt was right all along. One full experience.
He knows what to say.
No, no, please, let's not do that. I don't want to use the same Christmas memory to shake it up. My mom got me Little Nemo the Dream Master for Christmas.
Hell yes.
And
Little
that
Nemo.
game was great. That game was
Yes.
great. I love that game. I love that game. Man, I think I sit there and played that most of that Christmas break before we went back to school. I talked about that game so much to my friends when I got that. That is a great game. And I really, really, really enjoyed that game. That was a great Christmas gift.
Yes. I love Little Nemo. I actually have a copy of it. Just back there.
Oh, look at
somewhere.
that.
Yeah,
I wish I still had my old
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo. That
Yeah.
great game, man.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, go for it.
Fantastic game.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
I don't know, Ron. Do you want to do what you're looking forward to next year before I hop in with my?
You know what? Yeah, it's got to be Trails. It's got to be Trails Beyond the Horizon. I mean, that's going to wrap up the Calvert arc. There's no other game in 2026 that's going to come close to my hype for that one. Maybe if Exodus or The Expanse was coming, then maybe they would come close. But Trails Beyond the Horizon, that's it right there. Everybody knows how I get down. Falcom.
Yeah, you love hiking those trails.
Move on, Marcus.
Mine's going to be the same as you guys. Like for me, it was getting our NES when I was probably maybe a little bit younger than Ron. You said you were 10 and your sister was 8.
I had to be either 10. About 10 or 9.
Yeah, so probably. I was probably like 7 or 8 when we got ours, and I remember getting Legend of Zelda and Dragon Warrior as well. So spending
Dragon Warrior, oh my god,
an awful lot of that series is so nostalgic to me, probably because that was literally the first RPG I ever played. So what I'm looking forward to, I was looking at the upcoming there's not a lot of the big AAA stuff that is like super jumping out at me. Probably Wolverine at some point next year. I don't know if I'll buy I don't know that I'll buy any AAA game at release. I think we talk about it all the time, amongst each other, that the best time to buy a game is like at least 6 months after it's it's been out. So I've been kind of practicing that for the most part for most things. I was taking a look at the indie calendar, and there is one. I have mentioned them because they are one of my favorite indie devs, if not the new Drinkbox game is supposed to be coming out next year called Blighted, and it looks very good. It kind of looks a little Hades-ish, but no roguelike. It's going to be kind of an action RPG.
I think I remember seeing that one at either it had to be a 6-1 indie. Or a Summer Game Fest one?
I think it was a Summer Games Fest.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then Mina the Hollower got pushed. They haven't actually released the date, but the expectation is it should be pretty early in the year. So looking forward to that one. And then just getting to games that I haven't played from this year and the last few. I am looking forward to getting to the Lost Crown. So I am keen. Good to hear that Ron is enjoying it. Probably Ghost of Yote. And a few more, of course. But
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. We got Croco Kyle. Looking back on 2025, what's something you're proud of related to your health? This can be anything from fitness goals, eating habits, mental health, or anything else.
Cwag, you gotta give yourself some flowers, eh?
Yes.
2025. Come on, tell everybody again.
Yeah. I talked about the weight loss before, but one that I'm also really proud of myself is maybe I can pull it up real quick. I'm at like 180 days of logging food.
Wow.
Yeah, hold on, let me see here. Oh yeah, we're on Saturday now, so let me do this. 195.
Wow.
Ooh-wee.
So
Nicely done, dude.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things that it doesn't necessarily mean that like I had like perfect days like where I ate the amount of calories I was supposed to or anything like that, but I'm still logging it anyway because I guess the way I look at it is that if I have like a cheat day and I don't log it, then did I really, I'd rather like document that like, okay, like I went over today and that's fine. Like, so I am proud of myself that I've stuck up with, approaching 200 days of logging meals and everything. And it really just helps me. Like, I'm very visual. Like, now I look at it and it's like, oh, this is what this amount is. And, oh, well, actually I have so much more I can enjoy because, maybe I didn't eat as much, earlier type thing. So it's really helped me visually just kind of be able to see that and kind of be able to maintain that. Even though I'm not trying to actively lose weight right now, but just trying to maintain it. So I'm just proud of myself for keeping that streak going. And I've actually been enjoying it for whatever. I know a lot of people probably are like, oh my God, like logging all your meals sounds like a nightmare, but I weirdly like it. So.
All right.
I have lots of thoughts, but I'm not going to get into it all right now. But yeah, that's awesome. It's really, really good. Like, I think that a lot of people do struggle to do that, but it's like, it is, particularly if it works for you, it's not the only way to do things, but if it works for you, like,
if it works,
I think that is the absolute most important and probably one of the more effective ways to do it. So like, congrats, man. It's not easy, but it does get easier the more, you kind of just get in the habit of doing it. And I think like doing that logging and stuff is really helpful in terms of like visualizing portion sizes. I know you talked about like using weight. Anyways, we don't need to get into all of this stuff. People want to hear video games, but yeah, it's really awesome, dude. Yeah, very cool.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I was going to say, I don't have anything that I'm proud of. I have more that I'm ashamed of. So it's one of those things. It's like I'm thinking like probably like people might look at some of the stuff that I do just as kind of course of habit and be like, oh, dude, that's awesome. And for me, it's just like, okay, well, that's just what I do. It doesn't feel like I should be proud of it. But then, the things that you're like, you slip on or you wish you did better or whatever, you feel like, oh shit, man, like I wish I had done better with that. So like, we had talked about in the summer, or towards the end of the summer, I did a half marathon, which everybody's would be like, oh, that's awesome. You did great. And it's like, well, it was one of the worst half marathons I've ever run. And I thought I had trained well. And apparently I didn't because it really sucked and it was frustrating and, whatever. But
you did the thing.
But I did it, I guess. Yeah. But, I've done a lot of them before and this one was the worst. So it's like, I know. So I don't know. It's
too hard on yourself.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. So anyways, we're training again. I've got much lower expectations for the next one that I've got going it's in January too. January half marathon here in Edmonton.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally called the hypothermic half marathon. So
I can see why.
Yeah. So but I've been pretty consistent with my training so far. Haven't gotten out the last couple of days because it has been quite cold here. But yeah, I kind of just try to make it so that it's non-negotiable. Doing you have to go out. It sucks that it's kind of cold, but just dress for it, and it's not an option to not do it. And that I think helps with the mindset. And for me, frankly, actually, these signing up for these races is really, there's a technical term for it, but like it gives me accountability and having something to work towards, because if I just am doing it for health, it's not enough for me. And I think like just having something that keeps me accountable to have to be consistent with activity, physical activity, training, running, whatever it is, I need that. So, yeah.
I hope
Nice.
you're still proud of yourself in some capacity of what you shared, because you did a lot.
I suppose.
No.
Yeah, I mean, running half marathons, no joke.
If you're not answering the question properly, Marcus, he said what you're proud of.
He said,
Not
I
to
suppose.
dogpile on
Marcus
yourself.
is so blah about it.
All right, if
Yeah.
you're not proud of you, I'm proud of you,
Well,
Marcus.
There.
yes, there you go.
We'll make up for it. Yeah, I'll be super quick. Super proud of 2025 fitness goal. I turned 40 this year, so I wanted to take my cut to as far as I could go. So this year was the first time I was able to lose as much weight that I've ever done before, and very happy with the results. And looking forward to what I see I can do in 2026. Because now that I know I can get cut that far, and it's not like completely like ruining my life or like overbearing and too stressful. I'm curious to see what I can do in 2026. So yeah, I'm happy that I stuck to it. Even though I'm getting older, I was like, but let's just keep going. And yeah, I cut as much weight as I've ever done since I started bodybuilding when I was 30. So yeah, pretty happy with it.
Nice, man. All right, Ron, you got anything, or want me to go on the next one?
I'm not falling for Kyle's bait question. Let's go.
All right.
That's bait.
Exactly.
Sam Dan's couch.
Sam.
Okay, so Savoy Prime. When you get your Switch 2 for Christmas, will you play Mario Kart World or Kirby Air Riders first? No, serious question. What games are you excited for coming next year? And what games from this year would you like to see a DLC for next year?
Well, Trails. That's the 2026 one. DLC wise, I would not have minded Baldur's Gate 3 getting something. I would have jumped back in if they had did an expansion of some sort with that. Because I played that this year, and I would have loved to have gone back to that world if they had did something heavy with it. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, probably getting my favorite question of the night from Rybo. Why does Wags have such good taste in gaming platforms?
Ribotech.
Hey, that's your running mate. Come on now.
I love Rybo.
We got Matt to leave. Wow, he really didn't like that question.
Wow. He sent a message. Oh man, but yeah, Rybo, you're wrong. You're wrong. Cwag does not have a PlayStation, so
I would say he's right. But all right, Kiku from Kiku. Are you satisfied with your gaming progress for the year? Games completed, plats obtained, etc. I gained more this year than I have in a long while. I have 25 plats for the year so far, and may be able to squeeze in a few more if I actually stay home for a minute. So, how are you guys liking your gaming progress this year?
I have not done as well as I did last year.
Okay.
I only have 8 plats. I only beat 16 games this year, but when you're watching TV or anime or got other stuff going on, man, it's really hard to knock the games out. I had a lot going on this year that kind of threw me off of what I was able to do last year, but it's always next year.
Yeah. I think I did look at this question ahead of time. I think I counted. I've rolled credits on 18 games. I do still feel a little sour about I could have made it 19. With Tales of Arise, as I basically stopped that like right there at the end. But that was just too much to even go back and drop it the easy. I just got really stuck. But no plats for me. How about you, Marcus?
I took a look. I'm at more than I've done in a long time, and it is really a function of playing these really short games for the
Yeah.
show. So I have rolled credits on 53 games this year.
Whoa.
It's
That's like Kevin
it's
Ainsworth
true.
numbers
It's
there.
true.
Wow.
And only 3 plats, but yeah, 53, not too bad.
It's a lot. It's a lot of games.
Mhm.
All right.
How's your gaming progress, Matt?
Since we're at the 3-hour 20-minute mark, I'm gonna keep this short. But when I read this question, I'm like, I got super philosophical, right? When I read this, like,
Did
how
you?
satisfied are you with your gaming progress? 'Cause it's like, well, on my to-do list, no, I did not finish as many games as I would have liked. No, I did not get as many platinums as I wanted. Should I look at it in perspective of like I'm not satisfied because I didn't finish as many games as I wanted and get as many platinums as I wanted? That would be diminishing my favorite hobby. So, in spite
Okay.
of me not getting all the games that I wanted to roll credits on, all the platinums I wanted, I'm still satisfied, right? Like, because the way I look at it is, well, what could I have done differently to beat more games, get more platinums? Stop exercising, stop hanging out with my kids, don't go to work.
Yeah,
Like,
I hear you.
Yeah.
the list goes on. So, despite me, I think I got 11 platinums. Would I have like more? Yes. I think in terms of like rolling credits, like I think I'm like pretty sure I'm under 30. So in that sense, it's like no, I didn't finish as many games as I wanted. But the answer is still satisfied.
Okay.
Still satisfied. I like it. All right, Cowboy Danger D. Just giving my report from the battlefield for the live podcast. I've hit level 52 according to tracker.gg. I've been playing engineer class for 24 hours and I'm in the top 19% for that and the top 24% with kills for that class. The competition is sweaty, but the battles continue on. Love the pod, and until next time, enjoy the clips I send from the battlefield.
Cowboys
BP
clips have
Ranch.
been great.
Cowboy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am kind of like looking. Battlefield 6 looks pretty good. Maybe I'll pick it up and jump in there with you, Cowboy. All right. Ask what, not why. Question: what is your go-to comfort game? Like how people have comfort food they go to.
Well, Jose, I don't have a comfort game. I don't really replay games very often, like at all. But I do have a comfort genre for you. So I have
Okay.
mentioned it already. But 2D Metroidvanias. If I'm I always got to have one kind of like coming up, and Lost Crown is that for me. But yeah, I definitely play a bunch of those a year, and it's definitely the comfort genre, if not a game.
Nice. I would say that mine, not that I necessarily go to it all the time, just because I'm trying to focus more on games that like I haven't really played, before. But I do like every now and then jumping back into Rocket League, and probably the favorite part of that is that I actually did play with some of my old buddies that when I was playing with them, and I haven't played with them in probably since COVID. So what is that, like almost 5 years now, right? I was surprised that like I wasn't as good as I used to be, but like it was kind of like riding a bike. I actually kind of felt like I got right back into it, and it is just like that game that just feels good to just kind of get back into it, fly around, get some good double taps off the backboard. Like honestly, if I had more time, I would definitely play it more, but definitely probably my go-to comfort game for sure.
No surprise, it's OG Resident Evil 4. Played it a million times on the GameCube, on the Wii. I memorized it, and it's just got the perfect balance of like ham and cheese, fun actions, and I think obviously nostalgia plays in a factor to it. So it reminds me of being 19 years old and no responsibilities, just play Resident Evil 4 over and over again. So yeah, if I ever need to like a quick pick me up or like I'm a gaming funk, which isn't too often, but happens sometimes. I'll just hop back into the OG. Remake is good, but just doesn't have that nostalgia sauce on it, right?
Nice.
I'm pretty much like Marcus. I don't really have a comfort game. I'll sit there and maybe play Madden or NBA 2K just to sit there and kind of just if I don't feel like getting fully invested into anything. But yeah, I don't really have a comfort game because I try my best to sit there and not really replay much when I have so many new games to play. So,
All right, fair enough. All right, well, I'm going to steal the first answer for this next one because I feel like I have the answer. From
Whoa.
Tech Mike, fellow Xenobabe, what's a game you think was unfairly judged at launch and deserves a second look today? There's only one answer, guys. Days Gone.
Mm.
Y'all, this
I
game
should have seen this
got
coming.
panned
Wrong.
on the
Thanks,
Metacritic.
Cwag. Yes.
And it seems like 99% of it was due to performance. And hey, like, I don't like bad performance either. But, I played this, I believe, last year. And y'all, this game is fantastic. I don't get the hate for it. And I am so sad. Again, no spoilers. But the way this game ends, it is very sad that we're not getting a sequel. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah,
Zombie
it is,
burnout.
like I said.
Zombie burnout. It did it to itself. The motorcycle, the running out of gas, acting like it was Last of Us. The guy, the protagonist, is not cool. It's just the story is cheeks. It's just there's plenty of reasons why this didn't sell. This whole Justice for Days Gone thing needs to stop from the 12 people who keep talking about how
Ron
great this game
believes
is.
it was very fairly judged.
It was. It was fairly
not
judged.
wrong,
It got what it deserved. It's dead.
It
It's
was
not
set
coming
up for
back.
failure. He's not wrong. It was set up for failure. I am team Days Gone, Justice for Days Gone, but Ron's not wrong. It was set up for failure. I do think it was released way too closely to The Last of Us alongside the other zombie games. And Sony, in my opinion, they didn't market it properly. Like, they did try to market it as a typical first-party Sony game, like The Last of Us, with the emotional beats, tight gameplay, fantastic story. And that's not Days Gone, and that's okay. Days Gone is ham and cheese, and it should have leaned into it.
It's not okay.
It's fine that it's ham and cheese. It's a cheesy game. Deacon talks to himself all the time like a maniac, and it's funny.
But I feel like that there's story reasons for that. And no, I'm not here to defend that it's as good as The Last of Us. It's not. I played Days Gone before The Last of Us, so maybe I'd have a different opinion if it was the other way around, right? But I feel like there's still a room for it, and I don't know. Again, I think there's good story reasons for that, but
That's right. Hold on to this memory because you're not getting another one. So
just a remaster.
You're totally right. Yeah, we're not getting another one, unfortunately.
That's right.
All right, did everyone get theirs?
Dragon Age for me, man. I wish people had gave Velgard a shot. I think it's one of those things where they let one character and content creators and YouTubers kind of sit there and destroy that character. And I'm not saying that they weren't wrong, but the thing is that a lot of content creators and YouTubers were going after that character for the wrong reasons. They are poorly written. I will say that. But aside from that one poorly written character, Dragon Age, the Velgard is good. It is not great. It's not Inquisition. I wouldn't even say it's better than Dragon Age 2, story-wise. But the combat was fun. The characters, aside from that one character that was badly written, Dragon Age Velgard just got dragged. And it was one of those things where I wish people had gave it a shot. And that isn't the case. And now we're at the point where we don't even know if there's going to be another Dragon Age, which would be a shame. Because the way the Velgard ended, I would like to sit there and see them get another game. But we don't know where that's going to go since EA was quite disappointed with the sales. So, yeah, Velgard for sure is my pick.
I'm gonna go with Arkham Origins, and on one hand, was it fairly judged? Like I think most of us that did play it like it. Like but on the other hand, I feel like it's unfairly judged by Rocksteady, number one. And number two, I think it's unfairly judged by people who haven't played it, and because of the way Rocksteady treats it like it doesn't exist, they assume that it's like a B-tier Arkham game, especially because it's made by WB Montreal. And if you've played it, you would know that that's so far from the truth.
True.
That it stands toe-to-toe with the other games in the series.
Yep.
And like Samit's playing it right now. I think he knows it's great. And like I think it's unfairly poorly judged because you're like, oh, no Mark Hamill. At that time, you're like, no Kevin Conroy. Again, Rocksteady didn't make it. So why am I bothering with some DLC by like a Plan B development team, and it's like because it's good.
Yep. Far
It's actually
better.
very
Far
good.
better than Arkham Knight. There isn't even a contest.
I'd agree with
Yeah,
that.
not even a
Yeah.
contest for that.
And the voice acting, no, it's not Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy, but they did a fantastic job at being similar enough. But obviously, because it's a prequel, there's a reason for the changes. But it's still good. It's fantastic. I think it was unfairly judged by number one, Rocksteady, number two, any outsiders looking at the game and be like, I don't want to play this game. Give it a chance. It's good.
Agreed.
Yeah, my answer for this is Starfield. I think Starfield was unfairly judged.
My, I was
Okay.
expecting
Do
this.
tell.
Starfield's a good game. It's not a
Okay.
perfect game by any means, but I found that I was able to ignore the mechanics that I wasn't really vibing with, and just do the things that I did, that I liked. And I really did enjoy the story. I played that game for, I don't know, 40-ish hours, 35, 40 hours. Mostly mainlined it, kind of did a little bit of side stuff, but and really enjoyed my time, put it down. And I feel like it has gotten a lot more hate than it deserved. It's a good game. Yeah.
Well, Microsoft dropped that thing to lower than 50%. I'll give it a shot. But they keep holding out on it. So
They are holding out on that.
they
Isn't that so
drop it
weird?
to 50%. Or go
And
ahead
now
and
they
bring it
even
to
have
PlayStation.
maps, right? I think they have maps
They do.
now. When I play,
They do have maps.
Yes.
So just bring it to PlayStation. It fucking
Hurry up.
existed. It fucking existed before you got bought. Like, we know it's there, and we know it exists.
Hurry up.
Yeah,
Bring
just
it
do
over
your
to
thing, so I won't have to
PlayStation
waste my damn time buying it on a damn box I don't use. Sheesh.
See? Come on. Give it to us.
All right. That was everyone, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Got Antics. Let's see. Question. What's a game completely out of your usual taste that you ended up absolutely loving?
I'll take
It's a
that.
tough one.
I'll take it. The Centennial Case, a Shijima story. It is a FMV mystery adventure interactive video game. I should not have loved this game like I did. This game is great. This game is great. I went on and on and on about it on the PlayStation Drive. I would go on and on about it now, but we were already 3 hours in on the show. It is just great, man. The actors, the actresses, the story is great. The gameplay is interesting, but that story that they tell is so damn interesting. Once again, open critic, going through reviews, saw that it scored well, read it. I was like, you know what? I'll check it out just to see where it goes. Was not expecting what I got out of it. Great game. Great surprise.
Nice. I would say probably mine, because I'm not the biggest roguelike fan, like, at all, but Hades. Hades 1, haven't played 2 yet. Honestly, like, I never have seen a game like this actually use the roguelike elements to actually explain the story. Like, I think it's genius, like, without spoiling anything, like, basically every run, like, kind of uncovers a little bit more of the story, and it, like, perfectly makes sense. So I'd say for anyone that has even really thought about, giving Hades a try, maybe you were turned off with the fact that it's a roguelike, don't, because I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I technically finished the game, because I did beat the bad boss, but apparently, I guess, beat him multiple times type thing. But I got what I wanted out of it, and I really enjoyed my time with it.
Okay, I think I thought of something. Fallout 4.
Ugh.
Yeah. Hey,
Wow.
hold on.
How
Okay.
dare you?
Right?
I liked Fallout 4.
I love Fallout 4. Shouldn't have liked it though. At that time, I never played. Pretty sure I never played a Western RPG. And again, in my mind, RPGs are super traditional. Party system, healing, made by Japanese companies. My best friend, he went on and on and on about the story and the choices that you make and how it's just so hard to pick a faction that you want to believe in, because there's no wrong answer for which faction you pick. And I'm like, okay, it's on sale. Let me pick it up. Let me try it again. Not into Western RPGs, not into first-person shooters, not into big, massive, 100-hour games. Like it. Loved it. And I'm not even a very good FPS player, but like, which Yeah, I actually leaned hard into melee attacks, so that still stuck to its case. But yeah, just he wasn't wrong. Like the story was so engrossing, and it was very very hard at the end to pick the faction that I wanted because every faction has their own point of view and their perspective on how to rebuild society. And I'm like, I'm really having a tough choice to make. Spoiler alert: pick the Minutemen. Regretted it. There's such a vanilla choice to make. My heart wanted to pick the Brotherhood, and when those were the two I was mainlining. So when I had to essentially betray the Brotherhood and went vanilla with the Minutemen, I regretted it. Sure, I could have loaded a save. I was like, no, this is the choice. Just eat it and live with the decision. And yeah, I was like, oh, which is why I eventually played Skyrim, and I do plan on playing Starfield at some point.
It just gets worse. Skyrim. Oh my god.
Skyrim's great. You got to pick between two factions.
No,
it's hard.
No, thank you. What a snooze fest.
Oh, come on.
I like Skyrim too.
There it is.
My answer for this is Citizen Sleeper, actually.
Yes, Marcus.
Okay.
We give Matt grief for not enjoying reading in games, but I don't tend to like reading a ton in games, and Citizen Sleeper is almost all reading. And there's like no like animations. You know, you're just like looking at still images basically throughout the game. But I don't know, maybe 30 minutes in, I just could not put Citizen Sleeper down. It's just like one more cycle. It's not one more run. One more cycle. I'll just play one more cycle. Just play one more cycle. And that narrative just gripped me. It's like as good as any book you'll read. The writing in that game is phenomenal. So
it is.
Yeah, Citizen Sleeper is definitely one that I don't typically like games like that, but yeah, absolutely love
That's
that
right,
one.
Marcus. That's right. We are spirit animals tonight.
yes.
Nice. All right. Are we approaching the last question? I got another question from Black Wyver. What are the different platforms that you game on, and which is the primary one for each of you, and why?
Well, for me, it's PlayStation and PC. I mean, every now and then I'll dabble in Steam, but PlayStation is my main platform. I have an Xbox, but it's more for like if I feel like playing an older game, which I have not had that feeling to do. So it's just there in case, hanging out. But PlayStation all day, PC.
Yeah, pretty similar to Ron. I have a Steam Deck, so that's the only version of PC that I really play, and PlayStation, and then Xbox as well. This past year, I actually played a lot more Xbox than I did PlayStation, but that will change since I no longer have Game Pass. But yeah.
Nice.
I'm PS5 and Nintendo. And in terms of primary, it really depends. Just obviously, first parties are on their appropriate systems. In terms of third party, if it's performance, I'm gonna go with PS5. But sometimes
Careful, Dougie B's listening. Careful.
Yeah, it's okay, Dougie B's gonna be happy. Sometimes my brain associates certain games of like this belongs on Nintendo, even though it performs better on my PS5. Like I got Tales of Vesperia for my Sweet Potato, even though I'm sure it runs better on my PS5. But because I played Symphonia on my GameCube, my mind is like Tales is a Nintendo thing for me, right? Shredder's Revenge, it's Nintendo. Mega Man 12. It's a Nintendo. For me, it's Nintendo. I'm gonna pick it up on the Sweet Potato. It just depends on that. But there's no prime. It just really depends on what I want to play and which one it's a better suited for. That's it.
Nice. I'm probably similar to Matt. Not that I have a Sweet Potato, but I basically go from PC and Nintendo. But instead of like kind of Matt is always talking about he always like usually plays one on each at a time type thing and kind of alternates. Like I kind of think of mine as like a pendulum. Like there for a while, like I almost ignored like actually my old PC was not even hooked up. Like I was playing nothing but Switch 1 for years. And now, after Xenoblade X, and then I guess technically I played Diablo Resurrected, like I haven't touched my Switch, so it's kind of like the pendulum has swung the other way now. So now I'm just like all PC, and now obviously playing a lot on my Steam Deck. Who knows? Like that Monolith Soft game might tear me away, and maybe get me in the cave, and who knows? I'll be all on sweet potato here later on. But yeah, those are the two I have, but I feel like I really only focus on like one at a time for the most part. So. All right, y'all. Well, that was quite a marathon. But fortunately, this one didn't crash and burn like Bungie's is going to.
All facts.
So, I'll start closing out the show. So, Ron, where can people find you on the internet before we head out here, friend?
Savoy Prime on all the things: Blue Sky, PlayStation, Steam. Even though I'm not on there a lot. True Trophies, PSN profiles, backlogged.
All right, Matt.
You can find me as Nagachaka in the BFAM Discord and on Blue Sky. And don't forget, friends, Mothership Bros. We're on YouTube, your favorite podcasting platform, and on Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus?
Marcus O'Neill 79 on Blue Sky and in the Discord. And then I do 2 other shows, Tiny Game Chronicles and Hype Factor, a Fantasy Critic podcast.
That's right.
Check those ones out. The Marcus Network.
Nice. And yeah, only place you can find me is in the BFAM Discord. No socials from me. And I plan to, that'll be my other prediction for 2026, is that Quagmire will not get any more socials next year either.
Wait a minute. You're not on Blue Sky? Who's Georgia Sweet Peach? Who's that?
Who have you been talking to? It's not Cwag, apparently.
Somebody sent me a message from that. Is that not you?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, send me all the PayPal cards there, Ron. I'll take it. Well, you have just experienced episode 2 of the Brothers from Another Mothership podcast. BFAM, y'all.
BFAM.
BFAM.
BFAM.